Good evening, hello and welcome. You're with the news today, your primetime destination. News, newsmakers, talking points. The big talking point tonight, will the drone deal go the Rafale way? The Congress is alleging the possibility of excessive pricing and a hint of corruption. Also, World Cup 2023, a major controversy. Has Ahmedabad got all the favoured matches and is it the most favoured city? Shashi Tharoor tells us why he's angry. He'll join us later in the show, but as always, first, the 9 headlines at 9 tonight. Politics breaks out over the India-US drone deal. Congress likens Predator drone deal to Rafale, says India is set to overpay for US drones. Congress government in Karnataka files an FIR against BJP IT cell chief Amit Malviya, booked over a video accusing Rahul Gandhi of anti-India actions abroad. BJP claims this is a misuse of the state machinery. Big twist to Karnataka freebies row. Now the Karnataka government says it will transfer cash instead of rice into accounts of BPL card holders. 5 kg rice and cash will be given instead of 10 kgs. Monsoon mayhem in Mumbai once again. Roads and subways inundated. Several low-lying areas waterlogged. Met Department predicts heavy rainfall over the next 4 to 5 days. Bhim Army Chief Chandrasekhar Azad shot at by unknown assailants in Uttar Pradesh's Deoband. Azad injured after being shot in the waist. Massive protests at Kadalo's Chidambaram temple as priests allege takeover bid by the Stalin government. Police enter sanctum of the temple. Priests say police manhandle them. Aam Aadmi Party backs Uniform Civil Code implementation, says a consensus needed. All India Muslim Personal Law Board now to submit a draft proposal to the Law Commission. Politics over the ODI World Cup intensifies. Congress up fume over no matches to Kerala and Mohali. BCCI Vice President Rajdeep Shukla says ICC decides venues for the World Cup. Indian stock markets rally 1% to new record high. Sensex breaches 64,000 level. Nifty crosses 19,000. 12 of 13 major sectoral indices in the green. But the story that's breaking at the moment, according to top sources in the government, a key huddle has begun within the BJP's top leadership at the Prime Minister's residence. Home Minister Amit Shah, Party President JP Nadda and BL Santosh have met the Prime Minister at his residence amid speculation that this could be a prelude to a cabinet reshuffle. That's right, that's what is being speculated at the moment. Paulomi Saha joins me. Paulomi, there's been much talk that before the parliament session begins in the middle of July, we could have a cabinet reshuffle. The government hasn't done one for 2 years. Is there an expectation that we could have one in the possible next 10 days?
Yeah.
Paulomi, the possibility of a cabinet reshuffle in the next 10 days?
Well, at the moment, Rajdeep, we do know that this has been an ongoing series of meetings that had been happening for many hours together between BJP Chief JP Nadda, Home Minister Amit Shah, and of course, the Organizational General Secretary of the Bharatiya Janata Party, BL Santosh. And these were a series of meetings. At least 4 such meetings were, they had these meetings at the BJP office, the headquarters. And in the last meeting, the RSS's Arun Kumar also joined in. It was specifically to do with organizational changes as far as the BJP is concerned, something that the BJP is doing, an exercise the BJP has been engaged in after the Karnataka results came in. But now that it has been taken, that all of that homework has been taken to the Prime Minister, there's a lot of speculation also that there could also mean a possible rejig within the cabinet. At the time that, of course, Kiran Rijiju was replaced as the Law Minister by Arjun Ram Meghwal, there was only one reject that was announced. So it then was, any possibility of any larger reject was dismissed, saying that it could have possibly all been clubbed together and there would have been one reject that would have been announced. But now that the Prime Minister is involved, this looks a little beyond, of course, the possibility that only organizational changes are being mulled upon with the entry and the possible induction of new general secretaries and secretaries within the party. This could be larger than anticipated earlier.
So you could have some ministers going to do party work ahead of the 2024 election. That's what's been spoken about, that you could have some ministers being sent for party work to focus on specific states. Is that a possibility?
Well, yes, that sort of work has already been charted out. They're already part of the Sampark Abhiyan, which has started after the government, of course, started its 9 years program, taking the achievements of the last 9 years to the people. And that program is ongoing. It has already been reviewed at the 15-day stage by JP Nadda, who in fact virtually connected with all the members of parliament of the BJP, which of course included ministers as well from both the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. But yes, ministers will be, of course, given larger roles going into the 2024 elections. And remember that the Prime Minister has been constantly, of course, seeking notes and briefs from secretaries of various departments in terms of what they have, what they can showcase for what the ministries have achieved. So in terms of the minister's performance, the Prime Minister has been getting his reports from the secretaries of these various ministries and departments. And that will be used to assess their performance as well. And on the basis of that, maybe there could be a reject, Rajdeep.
Okay, Paulomi Saha joining me with that update. Are we heading in for a final cabinet reshuffle of Modi 2.0 with several ministers being taken into party work? We'll keep a track on that story. Let's turn to our other top story tonight. The Predator drone deal, a multi-billion-dollar deal, was one of the big highlights of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit last week to the United States. The deal to buy 31 drones is expected to be a big boost to India's surveillance capabilities. But now comes the controversy. The Congress on Wednesday today claimed that the drones are being bought at inflated prices, and this could be, according to the Congress, another example of a defense deal where the government is overpricing its bid for these drones. The Modi government has rejected the charge. Could this therefore go the Rafale way again? Are we heading for another controversy over a mega defense deal? It's our top story tonight.
India is set to buy 31 of these war machines, popularly known as the Predator drones, that will add muscle to the country's air and naval capabilities. The proposed deal found mention in the joint statement issued by India and the US after Prime Minister Modi's talks with President Joe Biden last week. While the statement itself was silent on the pricing, the Defense Acquisition Council's go-ahead to the proposal to purchase the drones mentions the figure of $3 billion. The opposition is now gunning for the Modi government, claiming the drones are overpriced.
जिस ड्रोन को बाकी मुल्क 4 गुना कम कीमत में खरीदते हैं, उसी ड्रोन को हम $110 मिलियन यानी कि 880 करोड़ प्रति ड्रोन, 880 करोड़ पर ड्रोन हम खर्च कर रहे हैं.
The Congress claimed the questions over the proposed drone deal had forced the Defense Ministry to issue a clarification. The statement by the Defense Ministry on Sunday had rejected charges of overpricing, saying a deal is yet to be finalized. It claimed the Defense Acquisition Council on June 15 accorded the acceptance of necessity or AON of acquisition of 31 MQ-9B drone from the US. The ministry said the estimated cost of $3,072 million was provided by the US government. However, the price will be negotiated once policy approval of the US government is received. The Defense Ministry said it will compare the cost with the best price offered by the drone manufacturer General Atomics to other countries.
भारत अमेरिका दोस्ती को बढ़ाने के लिए MQ-9B ड्रोन खरीदने का भी एक समझौता हुआ है, जो भारत में ही असेंबल होंगे। इनका मेंटेनेंस, रिपेयर, ओवरहॉल भी कहीं पर होगा तो हमारे और आपके देश भारत में ही होगा। कुछ लोगों ने लेकर इसको कुछ विवाद भी खड़ा करने की कोशिश की है, लेकिन मैं साफ कर देना चाहता हूं, उन्हें कहीं कुछ मिलेगा नहीं।
While the opposition has also questioned the capability of the MQ-9B drones, the forces are backing the acquisition.
ये बहुत बड़ा कैपेबिलिटी है। इससे क्या है, हमारा एरिया ऑफ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी को अच्छी तरह सर्वेलेंस और रिकग्निशंस कर सकते हैं। इट्स अ होल इकोसिस्टम दैट विल गेट डेवलप्ड, तो बहुत फायदा ही होगा।
The drone deal, like the purchase of Rafale fighter jets from the French arms maker Dassault, is likely to be a government-to-government deal. The Congress had earlier alleged a scam in the acquisition of Rafale jets, but its crusade did not pay any electoral dividends in the 2019 Lok Sabha elections. The deal had got a stamp of approval from the Supreme Court as well. Bureau Report, India Today.
So will the drone deal also go the Rafale way? Will the Congress's charges of overpricing stick? Is there a need for more transparency in such mega defense deals? Some of the questions we'll raise. Supriya Srinath is Congress's chief spokesperson of its social media cell as well. Major General Sanjay Meston, defense expert, joins me. Group Captain MJ Augustine Vinod joins me, defense expert. And Shiv Arun, who tracks this issue very closely for us, our senior editor, is with us here in the studio. Appreciate all of you joining us. Supriya Srinath, to you first. Is the Congress crying foul too soon? Is the question being asked. The government says that India is yet to finalize the cost and specific terms of purchase of these drones. Already, though, the Congress is alleging that India will pay nearly 4 times what other countries are paying. According to the government, we've made no price negotiations. So where is the question of paying 4 times extra?
So just before Mr. Modi left for the United States, various news organizations, including the one where we are chatting this debate on, the India Today group, put out stories that Mr. Modi is close to inking and in fact has approved the buying of 31 MQNBs at the cost of nearly $3 billion, which roughly translates to about 25,200 crore rupees. It was in print media, it was in electronic media, it was online, it was everywhere. Not a single denial came from the government. In fact, the government was basking in the laundry list that Mr. Modi was going to achieve. It's another story altogether. He practically achieved not much in the United States. But after Mr. Modi was about to come back and details started emerging of how expensive the proposition was, $110 million for each drone, whereas US itself was buying it at roughly half the cost, $56.5 million, Germany buying it for far less, UK that had bought it 7 years back at only $12.5 million, Australia found it expensive and actually scrapped the deal. Did the PIB clarification and the defense minister's clarification come? Is this how deals in the country are going to be done? I think that's point number one.
No, are you saying you went by a newspaper report? Supriya Srinath, are you saying that the Congress party is going by a newspaper report, not by any official document?
No, no.
Where is the official document?
No, I'm not. And
which
which is
says
exactly the point I'm
25,000
coming to. So please listen to me. I understand your angst. Let me speak. So my point is that the government can't plant misleading information and then backtrack when they are caught. Because debate started on pricing of these drones, they were caught. But there are some relevant questions. The questions are, why are we not talking about co-developing? This is again assembly. What kind of technology transfer are we talking about? Only 8 to 9%. What about the DRDO's own plan? I mean, the DRDO has spent roughly 1,768 crore rupees. What about its own plan? Has that been shelved? What about the CCS? Go ahead. Did that not come about just like in the case of Rafale? I think some very relevant questions continue to be asked. And I think questions will be raised on how this government functions. You cannot plant information because the Prime Minister is going to make him look good and then be caught red-handed and then backtrack. This is not how governments can function, but I have raised some very valid questions. And I think those questions deserve to be answered because there seems to also be some concerns from the Indian Air Force, who till April 2023 have written we need only 18, not 31, who have raised concerns on the cost of these, who have raised concerns on the utility of these, especially in the areas where we need them. So I think these questions need to be debated because the government was all out to say they are buying $3 billion. Why are they backtracking now?
Okay.
Why are they doing a U-turn? And it's not just with this. Even with the Micron plant, there's a U-turn.
Let me, 1 minute. Let's go step by step. Shiv Arun, there were reports, PTI among them, putting out that the Prime Minister is likely to ink a drone deal in the United States. And a number was thrown up. A number which now, according to the government of India, no number has been, there has been no price negotiations, only an in-principle agreement was made that we would go ahead with the drone deal. Where did these numbers come from? Is it, as is being suggested by the Congress spokesperson, something that was planted possibly on the media ahead of the visit by top government sources to give the impression that India was about to sign a mega deal? Is there any official document of any kind on price negotiations?
Actually, there's actually nothing suspicious at all about this 3 billion figure because, defense reporters have been reporting on this proposed deal and acquisition since at least 2016, 2017, and figures going up to as high as $4.5 billion have also been reported. I don't know why we're talking about PTI and press copies because the acceptance of necessity MOD document itself reflects the $3,072 million, which was a figure that was provided by the US government and which is what the MOD has also said in its statement. I want to add another point here. This $3 billion which is a figure that everyone is balking over, is actually not surprising at all. And if this deal finally does go through, it may very well actually cost this because these are extremely expensive drones. Now we can get
Is it more expensive than other countries?
The point is nothing has been, 2 points, Rajdeep. One, since 2016, Manohar Parrikar was the defense minister when he went to the United States when the initial talks began on the requirement. The numbers have changed, but let me tell you that over 7 years, the single reason why a deal has not been signed is on the issue of price, Rajdeep. It is because these drones are so eye-wateringly expensive that no deal has actually been arrived at. The numbers have changed. It went from 22 to 40, back down to 18, then it went to 30, now it's come down to 31. These are extremely expensive drones. Another point that Supriya makes, and let me clarify that I think questions being raised are very good. But the issue of technology transfer, drones, of the Predator variety are not. The technology of these drones is not provided to anyone, not even to NATO allies. These drones are only manufactured in the United States. Now, whether there is any benefit to Indian industry in terms of localization, that again will be part of negotiations. We understand that the US has proposed that 9% of the drones in terms of value will be sourced from India. India wants that value to go up to about 20%. But in terms of both the price, this $3 billion, which can be seen as a kind of MRP, Rajdeep, in terms of what technology is made here, all of that will have to be part of negotiation. But let me just say that it is because of price, the price which the issue that the Congress is raising, it is because of that no deal has been signed so far.
We've got UK 2021, $246 million for 13 drones. So obviously there is a price point that has been achieved with other countries. Will India pay excessively is a question once the price negotiations are complete. You're saying at this stage to talk about price would be premature. Am I correct?
Also comparing drone sales between the US and India, a certain number, we don't know what that number is going to be. The US and NATO allies, what kind of package they're providing to them are vastly different. Trying to compare deals simply in terms of a bean count is always going to be a pretty, ill-advised affair because we don't know what those deals contain, Rajdeep. Do they contain weapons? Do they contain lifetime support? Do they contain maintenance? Are there other, other attendant issues? Also remember that as far as India is concerned, it'll have to be from scratch. These aren't just remote controlled aircraft that we're buying. There has to be a huge amount of support infrastructure. I think questions about price definitely need to be asked. Pressure needs to be applied on the government in terms of getting the best possible price. But comparing it with what the UK has, or Belgium has, or Netherlands has, or NATO countries have, I think it's different. It's difficult to do that unless we have the details of what those deals contain.
Okay, much of this, of course, shrouded in secrecy and mystery. Group Captain MJ Augustine Vinod, one of those, we'll come to you, ma'am. One of those question marks is over the number of drones. The initial report suggested, or this was apparently in 2017, it was suggested India needed about 17 to 18. Now the figure, we are told, has gone up to 31. Is there need for some clarity? Why do we need more drones? Is there enough of transparency, which is why these deals then get caught up like Rafale was in political tangles? Do you believe the government needs to come clean on all these issues?
No, absolutely. And for two issues I wanted to clarify, Rajdeep. Yes, I put up a drone, an aeroplane right behind me. And this is not a drone, this is C-130 aeroplane, right, which is right behind me. C-130 first flew, Rajdeep, in 1954. And even today, it is being produced. And we bought the latest C-130J, which you are aware. So an airframe, if you look at a drone, it's like a shopping bag. What you put in that shopping bag costs. Suppose you and I go for shopping, you carry the shopping bag, don't put anything in the bag. The shopping bag is going to cost you only 7 rupees or whatever at the time of checkout. And I put a whole lot of stuff in it. It is going to cost me more. And let's break that down even more. In Reaper 9 Bravo, the 9B that we are buying, in that shopping bag, what all things are there? We have brimstone, missiles, Payway 4 laser guided kits, multispectral targeting system like Shivaru covered. We are the only non-NATO nation to get such technology like links to radar, 360-degree maritime surface radar, which is like an upside-down radar. It can even pick up submarines, a periscope, automatic identification system. SIGINT, I'm sure you've heard the Navy Chief talk about it. Link 16, airborne early warning system. It can even be used for non-military systems like SDRF, NDRF can use it. You can search, maroon ships, boats. We are such a nation, Rajdeep. We are like a dagger into the Indian Ocean, and we have responsibility right down to South Pole.
But do we still need clarity as to why the number, if the government is going ahead with 31 drones, as earlier proposed 17 or 18, do we need clarity on why have we increased the numbers? Do we need do we need transparency on what are we getting out of it?
It's a great question, Sir Rajdeep, and let me just break it down. These numbers are worked out on a document, I'm sure you know, called an LTIPP. So these three services sit down and they work out a certain amount of equipment that they need looking at the threat scenario. Home Ministry also plugs in saying that I need, for my capability, these things, and we can share resources. So that number is say X number, and we are taking this 31 out of that X number, and that number does not say this particular drone. It says drone with so-and-so capabilities. So say it is 100. So 31 out of 100 we bought, and we are going to use Predator. Then the rest of them, probably the tapas we may have wanting to make 100, we will now make tapas 70. So that is how it works.
But either way,
thank you for that question.
Either way, Major General Meston, there will be a question whether it is transparent enough. There have been questions. Every defense deal, therefore, and many of them get delayed year on year. We saw it in the UPA years, many deals getting delayed because someone or the other would raise a red flag, and many government officials don't even want to sign on. Even ministers in the past haven't wanted to sign on because there will always be an allegation of kickbacks and corruption. Do you believe that a better way is to be as transparent as possible?
Rajdeep, good evening. Having served in the Indian Army for such a long time, I am very clear whether it is any government of the day, all the deals are done in a transparent manner, and the entire process starts from the three services. And as on date, we have something known as a CDS. So everything is well coordinated. It is decided among the three services what is the total requirement of drones, how many would go to the Air Force, Navy, and the Army. It is well conceived and well thought of and well planned. And therefore, then we give our recommendations to the defense ministry, and therefore they also sit down. There are a large number of sittings, and it is evolved.
Are you
That is
saying
point
there is
one.
absolutely no possibility of any kickbacks or overpricing?
So, I don't feel that there is possibility. And number two, I'll also come on to another thing, the efficacy. I think this is the best drone in the world. Having served in Afghanistan for almost 3 years, I have seen the efficacy of those drones. Last year only, Al-Zawahiri was shot down, precision-oriented by Hellfire missile. He was killed without any collateral damage. As regards ISR is concerned, this is the best drone. And today, the kind of hostile neighbors we have, the threat spectrum is so varied. It is no war, no peace scenario. And therefore, we require large number of drones for our land borders to have a war. Similarly, in the naval domain, we have such a vast area, not only Indian Ocean, which includes Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal, it is also extending up to Indo-Pacific, and the way Chinese submarines and everything is moving into Indian Ocean. We have to have, and when you transplant it...
So you're saying part of our preparedness will include, we need these drones. I don't think there's any argument, much like with the Rafale, about whether there is a need. The question is the manner in which the deal is stitched. Supriya Shined, you're hearing defense experts. You've heard them all say we need the drones. They all seem to suggest that you can't decide pricing purely on the basis of the fact that there are 31 drones. We don't know what comes with those drones, what benefits we are getting. It's all at the moment shrouded in secrecy, as many would say. Such defense deals have to be for national security reasons. Is the Congress jumping into this debate in the hope that there will be some smoke out there?
No, absolutely not. I think the reason why the Congress is raising the points that it is raising is because Mr. Modi has had a track record to compromise national interests very often to ensure that his own PR machinery keeps working.
Give me an example.
No, give me an example. I don't think the Congress party
give me an example. When you say, ma'am, give me an example. When you say Mr. Modi is compromising national security for optics.
I will give you an example. First, I will finish my point.
Yes.
I will first finish my point and then I will give you an example. You cannot heckle me into breaking my answer. I don't think the Congress party disputes the need for these. I don't think the Congress party questions the efficacy. All that the Congress party is questioning is the pricing, because this pricing was told to us by the government of India before Mr. Modi left. After he came back, the situation has changed. It has suddenly gone into proposal stage. That's point number one. And point number two, I want to make very clearly here is the government also needs to come out and talk about Make in India and Atmanirbharta. What about the DRDO's plans? Wasn't the DRDO developing Tapas BH201, which was supposed to be domestically manufactured? What about that? So you can't talk about Atmanirbharta, Make in India, and then completely shelve that project. I think these are very valid questions.
No, but these are top-end, high-end drones that are only made in the United States.
And while the
these are top-end, high-quality drones only made in the United States.
While we are not disputing the need for these drones. We are disputing the price that we are willing to pay for this. We are almost paying double the price that the US and other NATO allies pay. I understand it may be at a premium to us, that NATO allies may get cheaper, but double the cost? Is that what we are going to be told? And I also want to point out the question that you raised. While you may have forgotten, and media is free to misreport, the Supreme Court only gave a green chit on the procurement process of Rafale. As far as the deal is concerned, there is a fresh inquiry happening in France that the government of India wants to play oblivious to, and that's the reality. Questions about Rafale continue to be unanswered no matter what any government here says.
Okay, let me leave it there. Let me leave it there. We've heard the politician, we've heard defense experts. Clearly, as I said, most defense deals eventually find themselves into the rough and tumble of politics, which is why they sometimes get inordinately delayed. Could there be more transparency is the question every government really needs to answer when they sign on to such mega deals or make it out to be that these will be game-changing deals. I appreciate all my guests joining me here on the news today. Let's turn from there to Karnataka, where social media wars have taken a new twist, where today the Karnataka police went ahead and booked the BJP IT cell chief Amit Malviya over a tweet he had put out on Congress leader Rahul Gandhi. The video tweeted by Malviya mocked Rahul Gandhi's overseas trips and claims that Rahul Gandhi is playing a dangerous and insidious game. Take a look at tonight's special report.
Big big defamation dangle between BJP and Congress. The Siddaramaiah government in Karnataka has booked the BJP IT cell chief Amit Malviya for his video attack on Congress leader Rahul Gandhi's foreign trip. The Karnataka police filed an FIR against Malviya after complaints from top state Congress leaders against a video tweeted by Amit Malviya. The video Malviya posted on June 17 with the caption, "Rahul Gandhi is dangerous and playing an insidious game," was a parody of Rahul and claimed that Rahul goes abroad to meet anti-India elements to defame India and stop Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The video also claimed that Rahul was being used by elements who want to break India. Malviya has been booked for criminal conspiracy, promoting communal hatred and intention to commit a crime. Karnataka Minister Priyank Kharge and Congress leader Ramesh Babu had filed complaints against the BJP IT cell chief. Slamming the animated video tweeted by Amit Malviya, Congress called the police action as a crackdown on fake news.
BJP bears the brunt of the law. They cry foul. They have a problem with following the law of the land. They have a problem with the constitution. And if we enforce the law or the constitution, they seem to have a problem with it.
The BJP appeared unfazed despite the FIR against Malviya and vowed to expose Rahul Gandhi. It also promised a legal fight back against what it called a politically motivated case.
अमित मालवीय अपना IT सेल का हेड है, उनका खिलाफ FIR दाखिल किया है, प्रेजुडिस के वजह से FIR किया है, यहाँ कांग्रेस सरकार है.
The BJP has been vocal in its attack on Rahul Gandhi's foreign trips. It has slammed Rahul over his meets with activists from Hindus for Human Rights, former Labour chief and India baiter Jeremy Corbyn in the past. It has also slammed Rahul for allegedly seeking help from Western powers to oust Modi government. Bureau Report, India Today.
From social media wars, let's turn to cricket wars, because the excitement over the announcement of the World Cup, ODI World Cup that will be held in India in October, November yesterday have now been marred by a political showdown of sorts over the venues that have been selected. From the Congress to the Aam Aadmi Party, opposition parties are accusing the cricket board of a bias to BJP-ruled states, particularly towards the city of Ahmedabad. Take a look.
Absolutely magnificent. Dhoni finishes.
It's been 12 years since India won the ODI World Cup.
Lift the World Cup. After 28 years, the parties start in the dressing room.
And with India set to hold the tournament this year, hopes of 1.3 billion people are rising again. The World Cup 2023 starts with an England versus New Zealand opener in a clash between the previous edition finalists at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad will host 5 matches, including the India versus Pakistan mega face-off and the final. But the excitement around World Cup has been marred by politics. Opposition parties are now crying bias over match venues. Congress MP Shashi Tharoor expressed his displeasure over the exclusion of the Thiruvananthapuram.
10-11 cities have been given matches, and some have got 5 matches, some have got 4 matches. They could have easily spread the joy a little better. Places like Thiruvananthapuram, which has such a wonderful new stadium, Mohali, Ranchi, there are places that are substantial towns with good cricket following and with excellent stadiums that could have been given an opportunity also to host a World Cup match.
Mohali, which hosted the iconic India-Pakistan semi-final in 2011, is not hosting a single World Cup match.
वर्ल्ड कप भारत ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਏ ਤਾਂ 96 ਦੇ ਵਰਲਡ ਕੱਪ ਦਾ ਸੈਮੀਫਾਈਨਲ ਮੋਹਾਲੀ 'ਚ ਹੋਇਆ, 2011 ਦੇ ਵਰਲਡ ਕੱਪ ਦਾ ਸੈਮੀਫਾਈਨਲ ਮੋਹਾਲੀ 'ਚ ਹੋਇਆ ਤੇ ਐਤਕੀ ਸੈਮੀਫਾਈਨਲ ਦਾ ਕੀ ਇੱਕੋ ਹੀ ਮੈਚ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੋਹਾਲੀ ਨੂੰ ਹੋਸਟ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੌਕਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਨਰਿੰਦਰ ਮੋਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਟੇਡੀਅਮ ਅਹਿਮਦਾਬਾਦ ਉਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਮੈਚ ਵੀ ਕਰਵਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ, ਓਪਨਿੰਗ ਵੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, ਇੰਡੀਆ ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵੱਡਾ ਮੈਚ ਆ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਫਾਈਨਲ ਵੀ ਉਸੇ ਸਟੇਡੀਅਮ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਰਵਾਇਆ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ.
The Congress has accused the BJP of conspiring against the border state.
पंजाब को पहली बार इग्नोर नहीं किया गया, ये मैं सीधा सीधा कह सकता हूं कि ये भी इसमें भी बीजेपी की साजिश है। और इस प्रकार से मोहाली का स्टेडियम का नाम हटाना मैं समझता हूं कि 100% इसमें राजनीति हुई है।
The BCCI has denied the charges.
ICC has to approve all those venues. It's not purely in BCCI's hands. ICC has to approve those venues. So all those who are raising objection, they should realize that we need a consent of ICC also while picking up these venues.
Apart from the row over venues, there is another controversy brewing. A Pakistan Cricket Board official has said the country's government will decide on the team's participation in the match against India at Ahmedabad. Bureau Report, India Today.
Let's go across to Dr. Shashi Tharoor. उनको गुस्सा क्यों आता है? Shashi Tharoor, you seem very angry over the cricket match schedule. Now, we can't give every city in the country a match. Thiruvananthapuram, your constituency, let's be honest, is not a leading cricket center in the country. So why are you so upset?
First of all, it is a new stadium which has been very highly praised. The national games were hosted there a few years ago, and Sachin Tendulkar, sitting next to me, said to me, this has to be one of the best stadiums in India. In fact, he called it the best then, but some more have been built since, including Ahmedabad and Ranchi, so I can't complain. The fact still is, it is one of the best stadiums in the country. It's got excellent drainage. There was one day match that was allocated to Trivandrum on a day when it rained cats and dogs, but they were still able to have a rain-shortened match because the drainage was so good. So the fact is that lots of good things going for it, and equally important, Kerala has become cricket mad only in the last generation or so, with the advent of stars like Srishant and Sanju Samson and others coming up. And it's a great thing for BCCI to encourage sport in parts of the country where it wasn't so deeply entrenched, which is why places like Thiruvananthapuram or Cuttack or Guwahati, or for that matter Ranchi and Raipur, have been given matches in recent years of international against international teams. The question is, why was it that we allowed ourselves to be confined to just 10 venues? There are 45 matches going on in the tournament. There are only 10 venues, and some have got 5 matches per venue, which seems to me an absolute extravagance. They could easily have spread this around, and instead of 5 matches per venue, if 3 more venues had been added, and they'd all had 3 matches each, everyone would have been happy. I don't see why it would have been so difficult for us to do that.
You know what the BCCI claims, Dr. Tharoor, is that they are trying to ensure that the teams don't have to travel from one end of the country to another, from Thiruvananthapuram to Dharamsala, for example. Do you feel, though, that BJP, is your real objection that BJP-ruled states, Gujarat and Ahmedabad in particular, have got all the creamy matches? Is that the real issue, that you feel that the matches should have been more evenly distributed across all states?
Look, first of all, on the travel business, remember at any one match, it's only 2 teams traveling. So all the logistics arguments I find very weak. 2 teams can travel. It's not as if you're carting the entire tournament off from one venue to the next. Secondly, and that goes for hotel rooms and everything else as well. As far as security is concerned, every state has its own security arrangement, so that too is not a good argument. I think ultimately, what has happened is that those who wield outsized influence on the board undoubtedly have been able to secure results for themselves. That's the way our country works. I'm not entirely surprised. But if you look at the fact that Ahmedabad, since you mention it, has both the first match of the tournament and the last match, the opening and the final, and has the 2 marquee games, both Australia, England, and India, Pakistan, the 2 biggest games of the tournament, that suggests to me that this can't have been a mere coincidence. It didn't happen with a drawing of lots. It's happened because, obviously, some places wield greater influence than others. So it's a lament on my part. I recognize that that's the way our country functions. I'm not going to sit around here trying to change the impossible. But I am saying that I think it would have been good, even politically good for all concerned, to spread the joy a little more widely around every single corner of the country. And certainly Hyderabad, Bangalore, and Chennai have games, but none of those is anywhere close to the deep south, which has been left out, and Thiruvananthapuram would have been a worthy recipient of BCCI largesse.
But let's be honest, Dr. Tharoor, Jai Shah is the BCCI secretary. Gujarat has the largest stadium. Ahmedabad has the largest stadium in the country at the moment. When Sharad Pawar was ICC chief, Mumbai got the 2011 final during Jagmohan Dalmia's time. Kolkata was the cricket capital. Now it's Jai Shah who's made Ahmedabad the cricket capital. That's the reality.
I recognize that's the way it goes. That's the way our country is. I'm not quarreling with that. And also, Ahmedabad is not just the biggest stadium in India, it's the biggest stadium in the world, fitting place for a final. But they didn't have to hog all the goodies. That's the point.
You know, Dr. Tharoor, I just wonder whether you've ever thought of getting into cricket administration. You're a politician who loves cricket. So have you ever thought of getting into cricket administration?
Oh, it's much more political. In fact, at some point, some people from within Kerala cricket had invited me to get involved, whereupon the then reigning lord of Kerala cricket amended the constitution of the Kerala Cricket Association to ensure that nobody who had not been involved in the district administrations for at least 10 years was eligible for any position in the KCA. That put paid to any cricketing administration on my part. I think I might have enjoyed it and done a good job, but alas, that was not to be, because that's the way vested interests work always in our situation.
One final question, Dr. Tharoor. You've been a great advocate of India-Pakistan cricket. You even wrote a book on it. Would you like, therefore, to see Pakistan play India and India tour Pakistan, not just during World Cups? Because this is now going to be the next big controversy. Will Pakistan actually eventually come to India? Do you believe the two countries should simply play in each other's countries more often?
Absolutely. I mean, it seems to be bizarre that we have bilateral tours and tournaments taking place in both football and hockey. And I think Indians and Pakistanis have played each other in some other sports. It's squash, I think, not too long ago. But we don't play each other in cricket alone. Why is cricket meant to bear the burden that nobody else has to? We haven't broken off diplomatic relations with Pakistan. We still have relations with them. We still cooperate with them in other domains. Yes, I mean, things are not totally normal. But cricket is something which actually unites people. It might actually discourage the worst. So I'd like to think that we should be able to restore normal relations. But I will say one thing, Rajdeep. This is an area in sport where the decision is going to be political. That it is only when the political authorities have decided to permit such a gesture as a political signal to the other side that it will actually happen. Cricket never precedes politics. It's not that because we're playing such great cricket together, the politicians will thaw. It has to be the other way around. And therefore, I'm urging the politicians, when I answer your question, to try and handle this somewhat differently.
Dr. Tharoor, as always, a pleasure talking to you. I hope that Thiruvananthapuram still gets a match. Maybe still too late. Somebody out there, Jai Shah, are you listening to Shashi Tharoor? How about giving matches across the country? You don't need 5 matches in one city during a World Cup. Think about it. Let's take a break. When we return, we are turning to our Good News Today story. It comes from Dehradun. You're watching the news today. News without the noise.
Where the software engineer meets the cool UI UX designer, meets the gifted content writer to create the big dream. The world comes together at Sharda University. So where are you?
The India Today Group is pleased to announce the launch of a brand new online portal for our Best Colleges survey, featuring 6 years of ranking data as well as a wealth of granular information on thousands of institutes of higher learning. Our interactive portal offers easy access, analysis and guidance to our Best Colleges of India survey results for over 2,000 colleges across 14 streams. We invite everyone to visit our site, bestcolleges.indiatoday.in, and we wish aspiring students all the very best.
Quality today. In Delhi, 360. In Mumbai, 19. In Kolkata, 58. In Bangalore, 47. In Chennai, 51. In Hyderabad, 32.
Welcome back. Last week, my Mumbai friends were complaining, where is the monsoon? 2 days later, they are complaining about flooding on the streets. Typical Mumbai, because the first round of heavy rains this week have brought the maximum city to a halt. Waterlogging today led to traffic jams in several areas, especially in the suburbs. Now, the Met Department has issued a yellow alert in Mumbai and surrounding areas for the next 4 to 5 days. Take a look.
Andheri subway submerged. Colonies waterlogged. Roads submerged. India's financial capital, Mumbai, is on high alert as monsoon sweeps across the country. Waterlogging led to traffic jams in several areas on Wednesday. Water entered the police station in Manpada, where police personnel were seen working in water. The Met Department has predicted very heavy rain for Mumbai and central Maharashtra over the next 48 hours.
आने वाले 4-5 दिनों में महाराष्ट्र के कोंकण तट और अंदरी इलाकों मतलब जो घाट परिसर है मध्य महाराष्ट्र का, वहां हमने भारी से अति भारी वर्षा बहुत बार हेवी रेन का चेतावनी दिया है.
The rains have kept the BMC on its toes.
कि हमें अंदेशा है कि अगले 4 से 5 दिन हैवी रेनफॉल होने वाली है, तो आज हमने सुबह मैंने जो हमारे जितने फील्ड ऑफिसर हैं, वार्ड ऑफिसर्स, जोनल डिप्टी कमिश्नर्स, हमारे जो स्टॉर्म वाटर ड्रेन के सैकड़ों इंजीनियर्स और ये 480 जो मेंटर्स हैं, इंजीनियर्स हैं डी वाटरिंग पंप्स के, उनको मैंने एक व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में आदेश दिया है कि कोई भी ऑफिस नहीं बैठेगा, सब मुझे लोग फील्ड में चाहिए.
The rains have claimed one life in Mumbai. A 38-year-old man died in Malad after a tree fell on him. Every year, the authorities have failed the average Mumbaikar, making the monsoons a nightmare and at times even a death trap for the citizens. Bureau Report, India Today.
Mumbai Barish, kabhi khushi, kabhi gum. And let's leave you with a khushi story. Our good news today's story is that of a 106-year-old, that's right, 106-year-old woman who participated in a national athletics championship in Dehradun and surprised everyone. Rambai was the toast of the tournament. She won 3 gold medals in the 85-plus category. You're never too young to run. I leave you with that story. You stay well, stay safe. Good night, Shubhratri, Jai Hind, Namaskar.
Age is just a number, and Rambai has proved it once again. The 106-year-old sprinter won 3 golds in 100 meters, 200 meters and shot put in the above 85 category at the National Open Athletics Championship held in Dehradun.
जीतते कि हारे?
जीत रही हूँ।
कौन से नंबर पे?
नंबर मको जानूंगा कि
Rambai, who took up athletics just 2 years ago, had won gold in the 100 meters race last year as well. At that event in Bengaluru, she was the only contender. Bureau Report, India Today.
Where the software engineer meets the cool UI UX designer, meets the gifted content writer to create the big dream. The world comes together at Sharda University. So where are you?
A summer crop that is the choice of millions across the country is rapidly becoming a prized delicacy. It is enjoyed in all its forms, but now households are being forced to choose.
पहले जब मैं एक हफ्ते पहले लेने गई थी तो 60 रुपए किलो थे, अब कल लेने गई हूँ तो 120 रुपए किलो, और वो भी टमाटरों का आप हाल देख सकते हैं, कहीं से गले हैं, कहीं से ये वाइटिश में है.
It is an annual deja vu that is hitting India's most vulnerable and the middle class. As the monsoon arrives and supplies plummet, the price of vegetables like the tomato has skyrocketed. The price of tomatoes, an indispensable part of Indian dining tables, has crossed 100 rupees per kilogram in many parts of the country over the past few days.
इतनी महंगाई में क्या खाएं, क्या खरीदे, क्या बनाएं, ये समझ नहीं आई. टमाटर देख लो साथ में सामान पे, कभी 60, आज 120, कल 100. ऐसे टमाटरों के रेट ऐसे बढ़ते हैं कि कमाने वाला भी थक गया और खाने वाले भी थके जा रहे.
हर चीज इतना महंगा कि बजट से 3 गुना ज्यादा. इससे कोई समझ में नहीं आता कि क्या करना है, क्या नहीं करना है.
Farmers have cited production and supply shortages as major reasons behind the hike.
माल कम रहने के कारण ही बाजार टाइट हुए है. उसका प्रॉब्लम है कि बारिश भी कम था, उसके कारण फसल कम था. इसके पहले 6-8 महीना टमाटर में बहुत मंदी था. लगभग ऐसा पकड़ के चलो 5 रुपए के 10 रुपए के लगभग में बाजार थे. उसके कारण लोगों ने कम किया. उसको खर्चा भी ज्यादा है टमाटर को.
Experts, however, have a different view.
रिटेल मार्केट में तकरीबन 60 रुपए से ज़्यादा प्राइस हर जगह पे है, बताया गया है कि इतना प्राइस है. लेकिन जो हॉकर्स हमारे घर के बाहर आते हैं या जिनसे हम लेते हैं, वो तकरीबन 80 और 100 रुपए का चार्ज करते हैं. इसका मतलब साफ है कि एक रिटेल माफिया जो है वो ऑपरेट करता है. जो इन्फ्लेशन हम एनकाउंटर करते हैं, जिसके ऊपर हमारा हाहाकार मचता है, वो इसलिए है क्योंकि जो हॉकर्स की जो एक रेंज बनी हुई, एक नेटवर्क बना हुआ है, वो प्राइस अपने आप फिक्स कर लेता है.
Vegetable vendors claim that many consumers who would earlier buy 1 kg or more tomatoes have now switched to buying half a kilogram or fewer tomatoes. Whatever the reason, the fact remains that the increasing prices have drastically affected the kitchen budget of consumers. Bureau Report, India Today.
Weather forecast now. Delhi, maximum 38 and minimum 28 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 29 and minimum 25 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 33 and minimum 25 degrees. Bengaluru, maximum 28 and minimum 21 degrees. Chennai, maximum 36 and minimum 29 degrees. Hyderabad, maximum 31 and minimum 24 degrees.
Artificial intelligence, AI, an ever-evolving field, is transforming the world we live in, unleashing wonders that were once unimaginable. Now, artificial intelligence is transforming lives in Lucknow in the field of medical science. This is an ortho-robo performing a knee replacement surgery, all made possible courtesy AI. And this is a game changer in Uttar Pradesh, as this AI-powered robo will now perform more ortho procedure in Lucknow's Apollo Medics.
This is a most advanced active robotic system. Active means कि हम इसमें सर्जिकल प्लानिंग करते हैं और वो सर्जिकल प्लानिंग सर्जन अपने एक्सपीरियंस के हिसाब से पेशेंट की बॉडी के हिसाब से करता है, तब उस सॉफ्टवेयर को सेव करके और रोबोट में कनेक्ट कर दिया जाता है.
So how does this work? All the information is fed into the robo and then it works on its own, performing the surgery directly.
0.1 मिलीमीटर तक एक्यूरेट होता है ये. और अगर आप मैनुअल सर्जरी और रोबोटिक सर्जरी की बात करें तो मैनुअल सर्जरी 70% एक्यूरेट, तो दिस इज 95% एक्यूरेट.
From revolutionizing industries to enhancing everyday life, AI has proven to be a catalyst for progress and innovation. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, you've been observing this sector very, very closely over a long period of time. I wanted to take your, take first on this 75 policies in a day kind of a target that this person was seen asking his employees to do or juniors to do. Is that a usual target that is given to a bank employee?
So these targets that are given are multiple targets are given to branch managers. And insurance is just one of them. They have targets for selling savings accounts, term deposits, and life insurance. A whole lot of multiple targets are given. And depending on emergency, a day they will keep shifting and emphasizing whichever targets they feel that there is a shortfall. And today, if you walk to any private bank branch, you will see that the branch staff are under enormous pressure to meet these multiple targets that are given to them by the top management.
And help our viewers understand why is exactly there's so much pressure on bankers to sell these many insurance policies in such in a single day.
So, Sakshi, clearly banks are allowed to cross-sell products. They can cross-sell many products like PPF is there, mutual fund is there, insurance policies are there. But why banks are focusing on insurance policies? The one answer to it is high commission rates. When they sell PPF, the commission might be nothing. When they are selling mutual fund, it is around 0.5% that is paid to bankers. But when it is insurance policies, it is up to 50% of the premium that is paid as commission to banks. So clearly it adds to their profit, and their profit increases when they sell these third-party products.
What are the kinds of mis-selling products that is done here? What could a user really end up with in such cases if not properly educated like you've been talking about?
You see, I have known of instances, of course we don't know in this case what exactly has happened, where customers want to open a bank deposit and they are completely missold. Actually the bank staff do fraud. They deliberately put their money into an insurance product. The customer believes he has opened a savings account or he's opened a term deposit.
Okay.
Only when the premium comes in that they realize there's something wrong. And then when they approach the branch, they realize that they have not got a bank deposit. They have got an insurance policy where they have to pay premiums for about 15 years. In other cases, I've come across even students whom you cannot sell a policy to because they are not earning.
Okay.
The banks have forged their age, forged their income proofs. And this shows a total collapse in underwriting standards, even of the insurance companies, because there has to be a verification done. But the entire process is so corrupted to achieve your targets that you have such practices.
Powered by Bajaj Allianz Life Diabetic Term Plan. Nippon India Mutual Fund. Wealth sets you free. Extra Safe Polycab Green Wire.
It's
Pakistan's worst kept secret. And now it's out in the open.
जिस बच्चे के पास शनाख्ती कार्ड भी नहीं है उसको आप ग्राउंड पे भी नहीं भेज सकते लोग कैसे इतने लड़कियां फॉर्म या कोई तो फॉर्म नहीं.
Pakistan caught abducting youth in Pakistan occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Stunning abduction jihad for terror.
ये एक मेरे को जो काउंसिल साहब ने बताया एक प्री प्लान है, लोगों को उठाया जा रहा है. अगर इसको रोकने की कोशिश ना की गई तो फिर ये काम रुकेगा नहीं.
Even minors are kidnapped for terrorism. India Today world exclusive from Pakistan occupied Jammu and Kashmir is our top focus on India First. Hundreds of children and youth have been abducted from various towns and villages in Pakistan occupied Jammu and Kashmir. The parents are running from pillar to post to have police investigations initiated. But the police refuse to even register an FIR. Why? Because an explosive statement made by Maulana Khalil, and you will hear the president of Pakistan occupied J&K's Traders Association, he insists that these children have been taken away by a terrorist organization called the Jamaat-ud-Dawa. Here is somebody sitting in Pakistan occupied Jammu and Kashmir who says that their children are being abducted by Jamaat-ud-Dawa. What is Jamaat-ud-Dawa? It's a front for a UN designated terrorist organization called Lashkar-e-Taiba. And these children, after being abducted, are being brainwashed and then trained by the Pakistan army for jihad in Jammu and Kashmir in India. India Today's Jitendra Bahadur Singh brings you a top story.
आपने पाकिस्तान के साथ लिहाज किया है तो कोई दस्तावेज दिखाएं हमें.
The terror training and the protests. Enough is enough, say these helpless people in Pakistan occupied Jammu and Kashmir, now openly blaming the Pakistan army and the UN designated banned terrorist organization Jamaat-ud-Dawa for abduction of their children for terror training.
ये सुन के मुझे बहुत ही ताज्जुब हुआ कि एक खित्ते के एक डिस्ट्रिक्ट से 18 बच्चों की गुमशुदगी और मजीद हमारे 2 बच्चे 20 तालिब इल्मों की गुमशुदगी, ये एक संगीन तरीन मामला है. ये एक मेरे को जो काउंसिल साहब ने फरमाया एक प्री प्लान है, लोगों को उठाया जा रहा है. अगर इसको रोकने की कोशिश ना की गई तो फिर ये काम रुकेगा नहीं.
Maulana Khalil says there are witnesses who've seen the Jamaat-ud-Dawa and Pakistan army not just abduct but also brainwash and train youth for jihad in Jammu and Kashmir.
कि आज़ाद कश्मीर की जो हमारी जो रियासत है, रियासत पहले लोग रोते थे कि आटा नहीं मिल रहा, पहले लोग रो रहे थे कि हमारे माल की हमारी जायदादों का तहफ़्फ़ुज़ नहीं हो रहा. आज मेरी तरह का जिम्मेदार आदमी इस बात पे रो रहा है कि हमारे बच्चों की जिंदगियां खतरे में हैं.
At least 150 youth from Pakistan occupied Jammu and Kashmir have been abducted by the ISI for training and radicalization. People of Pakistan occupied Jammu and Kashmir say it will be a teary-eyed Eid for them if their sons are not returned immediately. They insist they will protest not just in Muzaffarabad but also in Islamabad in front of the world media and expose UN designated global terrorist Hafiz Saeed's terror organization and General Asim Munir's Pakistan army.
अगर मामला इसी तरह बढ़ता रहा तो फिर हमारी मजबूरी होगी कि ईद के बाद इस्लामाबाद प्रेस क्लब के सामने इंटरनेशनल सहाफ़ियों को सामने रख के हम एहतजाजी धरना देने पे मजबूर हो गए.
Pakistan has used orphans and poor boys for terror even in the past. Ajmal Amir Kassab and the 9 other Pakistani terrorists who attacked Mumbai on 26/11/2008 were part of the same terror template in Pakistan.
Pakistan is exporting terror is known to whole world. This issue was raised during visit of Prime Minister Modi to US also. Now ISI has started new conspiracy. They are kidnapping youth from POK, training them to become terrorists, bring brainwash of youth to become terrorists and instigating against India.
Defense experts insist people in POJK will soon get fed up with the Pakistan government and want to join the Indian Union.
India does not have to immediately worry about it. We are already trained, equipped and ready to tackle terrorism. A time will come when people of POK will get fed up and will themselves want to join with India.
Recently, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh commented about people in POJK wanting to be a part of India.
ये देख रहे हैं कि पीओके में क्या हो रहा है. मैंने एक बात कहा था कि मुझे लगता है कि बहुत ज्यादा हमको कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. पाक ऑक्युपाइड कश्मीर के लोगों पर जो जुल्म ढाया जा रहा है, वहीं से यह डिमांड उठेगी कि हमको भारत में अपने को मर्ज करना है.
External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar also hit out at Pakistan state-sponsored radical Islamist terror.
We cannot allow terrorism to be normalized. We cannot allow that to become the basis for getting us into discussions with Pakistan. So until there is departure from, and I would say, an abrogation of this policy of cross-border terrorism, clearly it is not possible to have the normal relationship.
The helpless people in POJK insist they will expose Pakistan if their children are not returned immediately. With Jitendra Bahadur Singh, Bureau Report, India Today. Explosive disclosures by Maulana Khalil in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. What Pakistan did in Jammu and Kashmir in 1990s, ISI and Lashkar-e-Taiba are doing it in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir today. Let me get you more on this big story. Joining me on India First is Dr. Amjad Ayub Mirza, author and rights activist from Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Abdul Samad Yaqub is the spokesperson and a leader of the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf Party. Lieutenant General Syed Atta Hasnain is former Kashmir Corps commander, watches developments across the LC very closely. But my first question is to India Today's Jitendra Bahadur Singh, breaking this big story for us here. Jitendra, कितने बच्चों का अपहरण हुआ है पाक अधिकृत जम्मू और कश्मीर में, क्या-क्या जानकारी निकल कर आ पा रही है और किस तरह की ट्रेनिंग इन बच्चों को दी जा रही है, उनका ब्रेन वॉश कैसे किया जा रहा है?
देखिए गौरव, पिछले 2-3 महीनों से लगातार इस तरीके की चाल पाकिस्तान की खुफिया एजेंसी ISI की तरफ से किया जा रहा है, क्योंकि जम्मू कश्मीर में जिस तरीके से उसको मात खानी पड़ रही है, वहां पर किसी भी यूथ को ना तो रेडिकलाइज कर पा रहा है और ना ही किसी आतंकवादी को सीमा के उस पार से भेजने में सफल हो पा रहा है. जो भी आता है उसको सीमा पर ही ढेर कर दिया जा रहा है. इसी वजह से आपने देखा कि पाक अधिकृत कश्मीर में जिस तरीके से पिछले कुछ दिनों में करीब 150 के आसपास जो युवा हैं उनको अगवा किया गया, उनको एब्डक्ट किया गया और उसके बाद उनको पाक अधिकृत कश्मीर में मुजफ्फराबाद के नजदीक एक तेजिन कैंप पड़ता है, जो पुराना पाकिस्तान की आर्मी का कैंप था. उस कैंप को रिनोवेट करके यहां पर उन युवाओं को रखा गया. ऐसी इंटेलिजेंस एजेंसीज के सोर्सेस के थ्रू हमें जानकारी मिल रही है और इन युवाओं को हथियार चलाने की ट्रेनिंग के साथ साथ इनको रेडिकलाइज भी किया जा रहा है पूरी तरीके से. और जानकारी यह है कि ये युवा जम्मू कश्मीर के अंदर भेजने का प्लान पाकिस्तान की खुफिया एजेंसी ISI कर रही है.
डॉक्टर अमजद अयूब मिर्जा, how serious a problem is this for the people of Pakistan occupied Jammu and Kashmir, sir?
Well, thank you very much for having me. It's quite a serious problem because
we suffer from the occupation of Pakistan army. And then the Pakistan army proxies that are getting trained in Pakistani occupied Jammu Kashmir, they have the backing of Pakistan army, and these goons, they walk in Muzaffarabad, Bagh, Bhimber, Rawalakot, especially in Poonch area, in the streets and collect extortion money in the name of donations. So आते हैं जैसे भाई हम ये जहाद कर रहे हैं इसके लिए आप चंदा दें. So if you don't give it, if you say भाई मेरे तो आज बिक्री नहीं है तो मैं I can't give any, I haven't made any sales.
They
will go away, but then they will come back with a vengeance and they'll break your shop or they'll beat you up. So it's a kind of indirect way of extortion of money from traders and people, and openly they are doing this under the nose of Pakistani secret services, Pakistani army, the police in POJK. So it's quite frightening at the moment for us as well. But having said that,
let me bring in Abdul Samad Yaqub into this conversation. Abdul Samad Yaqub, can Pakistan continue to say, especially the Pakistan army, can Pakistan army continue to say that Kashmir is their jugular vein and then ill-treat people, abduct children in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir? This would indicate that Pakistan is ill-treating people in POJK, sir.
Well, first of all, Kashmir is bone of contention between Pakistan and India, and it will remain bone of contention between both countries until it is resolved. But your news, your story which you have broken in your, just which I have seen the interview of the Mullah Khalil or someone who was appearing on the media, I mean, this is a rubbish. This is based on nonsense. If someone is gone missing from the madrasa, that doesn't mean that he has been, the kid has been abducted and then he has been sent to some incubator or some training camps. I mean, even Ayub Mirza understands very clearly the ideology of jihad and the methodology of jihad.
But nobody in India is saying it. He's in POJK. Dr. Amjad Ayub Mirza, is this rubbish? Are people in Pakistan-occupied Jammu Kashmir lying?
Are people in Pakistani-occupied Jammu Kashmir what?
Are they telling a lie when they say that they are being abducted by Lashkar-e-Taiba?
No, they're not telling a lie. There is this imam of a madrasa made a press conference in Bagh, and he claimed that 2 of his students have gone missing, and in Dheerkot, 20 students were missing from the madrasa. Now the photographs are coming out, and I can send them to you, where grown-up children who got lost from the madrasa have become jihadis and were shot dead by the Indian army during the attempted infiltration. So ये छोटे बच्चों को उठा के ले जा रहे हैं, पता नहीं कहाँ उनका ब्रेन वॉश कर रहे हैं, इतनी उनकी दाढ़ियां इतने बाहर रख के उनको ट्रेनिंग दे रहे हैं इसकी और जहाज की और बदतर उड़ों की, और फिर ये उनको जो है लॉन्चिंग पैड तक लाते हैं और फिर ये क्रॉस द बॉर्डर उनको भेजने की कोशिश करते हैं. लेकिन POJK के लोग इनके साथ नहीं है. The indigenous people, Kashmiri, Jamwal, the Jat, the Chaudhry, the local people are not supporting these. These are people who have been trained by Pakistan intelligence services.
Okay. Let me bring in General Syed Ata Hasnain into this conversation. General Hasnain, is Pakistan army being exposed by the people of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir? You know, from stealing wood to atrocities against the people of POJK and now auctioning off a part of POJK to China. But sir, should India be escalating this? Should India raise this in a very big way? For example, leaders from Jammu and Kashmir, should Mehbooba Mufti and Omar Abdullah not speak up for the people of Jammu and Kashmir, of Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir?
Gaurav, thank you. Lots of questions that you put to me. Let me try and answer all of them. Pehle let me be very clear, this is not something new. POJK ke andar it is something new, yes. But within Pakistan, it's old wine.
Yes.
I have known this for the last over 20 years. And this is the methodology followed by the Lashkar-e-Taiba, the Jamaat al-Dawa now, and I've interviewed, spoken to many young Pakistanis in the United States, in UK, who have escaped from there and gone there and told me what were the methodologies used to actually try and recruit them. In many cases, their families had actually borrowed money to try and make sure that they were removed from Pakistan, sent abroad by any means at all. So this is nothing very new. But also I can tell you that these children going into camps, the Daura-e-Khas, the Daura-e-Aam, which I'm sure my friends from Pakistan would know. What is the Daura-e-Aam and Daura-e-Khas? The special camps which are there for training all these children. Now, as far as India is concerned, one thing that we need to do, we need to be aware of the fact that there's a convention on child soldiers, which is in the United Nations. We need to move the UN on this, or we need to get the people of POJK to convince everyone in Pakistan to move this, so that there can be a tremendous amount of pressure put on the Pakistan army on this. There is no other way that this should happen. And I would completely believe everything which is being said on this program today, for the simple reason Pakistan is finding different means of stoking the fires in Jammu and Kashmir. They have to do it.
Abdul Samad Yaqub, just look at what is happening. These parents are saying there is no Eid celebration. Tomorrow you will be celebrating Eid with your family. General Asim Munir will be celebrating Eid with his family. But these parents will not be celebrating Eid because their children have been abducted for some so-called jihad in Jammu and Kashmir. So to feed this terror factory, even Muslims are now not being spared by the Pakistan Mil Jihad complex.
See, 220 million, 22 million students are out of school in Pakistan. I mean, and these madrasas who are facilitating them, providing a free education to them, this is a sheer propaganda against them. See, if anyone who's gone missing from the madrasa, I strongly condemn it. The fair investigation should be held. I mean, maybe he has been gone missing for the forced labor, for the child labor.
Sir, वही तो investigation नहीं. आप सुनो तो मौलाना खलील को. He says पुलिस के पास गए बाग में. Pakistan police refuses to investigate. Then Jamaat Dawa representatives came to his house and said हमारे पास है, जिहाद के लिए है, पुलिस कंप्लेंट मत करो.
देखिए, समटाइम ऐसा होता है कि स्कूल में टीचर्स की या इन उस्तादों की सख्ती की वजह से बच्चे मदरसे छोड़ जाते हैं
और फिर जमात दावा को ज्वाइन कर लेते हैं, आतंकी बन जाते हैं.
अच्छा, ये तो मजाक है. जनरल साहब का ये कहना, जनरल साहब का लास्ट थिंग, जनरल साहब वो दौरा खासा जो है या दौरा आमा वाज 21 days training and दौरा खासा was 40 days training, 4 months training, and that was being conducted in the Afghanistan, not in the Azad Kashmir. वो पुरानी बातें जो हैं शायद.
I am aware of this. जनाब, I am aware of this. I am an ex-corps commander of Kashmir. मुझे मालूम है आपके यहाँ जिहाद किस तरह से.
One by one. Okay. जनरल हसनैन.
जो बनी है जिसने कहा कि हम G20 नहीं होने देंगे और जहादियों को पुंछ के दरख्तों के अंदर वहां जंगल में ट्रेनिंग दे रहे थे, जिसकी मैंने इंफॉर्मेशन लीक आउट की, जिसके हमारे लोगों ने जाके फोटोग्राफ्स वहां पे तहरीक इत्तेफाक राय के वर्कर्स ने खींची और वो शेयर की इंडियन मीडिया के साथ. दुनिया को हमने बताया. ये तो अभी G20 की बात है. जो गाजी शहजाद अहमद, जो पाकिस्तान एक्स आर्मी ऑफिसर, जिसने वहां पे ओपनली उसने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करके तो ये ऐलान किया कि हम G20 नहीं होने देंगे और जातियों की ट्रेनिंग शुरू की. वो तो हमने इतना शोर मचाया कि पाकिस्तान आर्मी को खतरा पैदा हो गया कि कोई इसको आके मार ना दे. तो उसको उन्होंने ये बहाना बनाया कि हमने अरेस्ट कर लिया है, लेकिन उसको प्रोटेक्टिव कस्टडी में ले लिया, उसको बचा लिया उन्होंने.
यही तो पाकिस्तान करता है. जनरल हसनैन, यही तो पाकिस्तान करता है. हाफिज सईद को प्रोटेक्टिव कस्टडी में ले लो, मसूद अजहर को प्रोटेक्टिव कस्टडी में ले लो, दाऊद इब्राहिम को प्रोटेक्टिव कस्टडी में ले लो. मतलब दुनिया के सारे आतंकवादी, वो दैट प्रोफेसर ऑफ टेरर वाज विद देम, उसामा बिन लादेन को एबटाबाद में प्रोटेक्टिव कस्टडी में ले लो. ऑल टेररिस्ट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड आर इन पाकिस्तान. जनरल हसनैन,
मुरीद के आप देख लीजिए, मुरीद को लुक एट मुरीद के, लुक एट बहावलपुर. आई मीन, अब आप मुझको कह रहे हैं कि मेरे पुराने ख्यालात हैं अफगानिस्तान में दौरा खास दौरा आयाम चल रहा था. अभी क्या मुरीद के में आप डिनाई करेंगे कि मुरीद के अंदर लश्कर तौयबा जमात दावा के कैंप वहीं चल रहे हैं? आप डिनाई करेंगे कि जैश मोहम्मद का बहावलपुर में इतना बड़ा कैंप है? और मतलब ये तो सभी को मालूम है, दुनिया को मालूम है पूरा.
मैंने मुरीद के देखा है, मैंने मुरीद के लश्कर तैयबा का या जमात दावा का जो आप वो कह रहे हैं, वो देखिए वो मदरसा है. इस तरह की ट्रेनिंग्स नहीं होती. अगर आप
मसूद अजहर के मदरसे की बात कर रहे हैं बहावलपुर के अंदर, आप मुझे मेरे साथ कोई अपना नुमाइंदा भेज दे, कोई जर्नलिस्ट भेज दे, मैं आपको लेके चलता हूँ, मुरीद के लेके चलता हूँ।
जनाब मदरसे भारत में भी हैं, मदरसे भारत में भी हैं, मगर हमारे मदरसे दूसरे किस्म के हैं। आपके मदरसे तो वो हैं जो जिहादी तैयार करते हैं, ये मेरा कहना है।
जनरल साहब, आपकी बात से इत्तेफाक कर सकता हूं, मगर इस हद तक नहीं कि मदरसों में आप ये कह सकते हैं कि पाकिस्तान में ट्रेनिंग कैंप्स हो सकते हैं, वजीरिस्तान में हो सकते हैं, या किसी ऐसी जगह पे हो सकते हैं, इस पे डिबेट की जा सकती है।
डिबेट नहीं है, स्टेटमेंट ऑफ फैक्ट है, स्टेटमेंट ऑफ फैक्ट है। अब तो मतलब आप सोचे ना, आप तो खुद ही सफर कर रहे हैं, आप पाकिस्तान तहरीके इंसाफ के हैं, आप तो खुद ही सफर कर रहे हैं पाकिस्तान आर्मी के हाथों, आप तो जानते हैं, अब तो सच बोलो।
ये पाकिस्तान आर्मी के हाथों सफर करना वो हमारा इंटरनल मसला है, वो जहां आप सपोर्ट लेते हैं वहां फिर कभी कभी सफर भी करना पड़ जाता है, तो ये तो हमारा इंटरनल लिफ्ट चलता रहेगा, आपको पता ही है कि खैर वो तो एक अलग एक पॉलिटिकल इशू हो जाता है। लेकिन जहां पे जनरल साहब की बात है, टीटीपी जब हमारे अगेंस्ट लड़ रही है तो जाहिर है कहीं पे ट्रेनिंग ले रही है। अगर
नहीं तो ट्रेनिंग आप ही ने तो दी पहले आपकी आर्मी ने, लेकिन उससे पहले टुडे आई विल स्टे ऑन पाकिस्तान ऑक्यूपाइड जम्मू एंड कश्मीर एंड फॉर द मोमेंट आई आल्सो वांट डॉक्टर अमजद अयूब मिर्जा। डॉक्टर मिर्जा, क्या जो इंडिया में लीडर्स है जैसे महबूबा मुफ्ती हो गई या उमर अब्दुल्ला हो गए, इनको नहीं ये मुद्दे उठाने चाहिए? आफ्टर ऑल पाकिस्तान ऑक्यूपाइड कश्मीर भी तो हमारा है, ये अगर लीडर हैं तो पूरे जम्मू कश्मीर के होने चाहिए, इनको नहीं उठाना चाहिए बच्चों के अबडक्शन का मुद्दा? लश्कर तैयबा अगर बच्चे अबडक्ट कर रहे हैं पीओके में,
देखिए महबूबा मुफ्ती या इनकी तरह की जो पॉलिटिकल सो कॉल्ड पर्सनालिटीज है ना, ये पॉलिटिकल कार्टेल्स फैमिलीज हैं, ये कार्टेल्स हैं, ये अंजुमन ताजरान हैं, ये ट्रेडर्स एसोसिएशन है। ये जो इलेक्शन में सीटें कितनी इधर करनी है कितनी उधर करनी है, इक़्तिदार में कैसे आना है, क्योंकि इनके नजदीक जो ये पॉलिटिक्स है ये कारोबार है, पॉलिटिक्स इबादत नहीं है, पॉलिटिक्स खिदमत अवाम नहीं है। पॉलिटिक्स इज फॉर दीज पीपल इज अ मीन्स टू एनहांस एंड इंक्रीज their political capital so that they can translate that into economic profit and economic big capital. तो मैं ना पहले कभी मुझे इनसे कोई उम्मीद थी, ना अब उम्मीद है, और ना मैं इनको इनके बारे में कोई बात करता हूँ। जिस दिन हम लोग इकट्ठे हो गए तो मैं आपको ये यकीन दिलाता हूँ कि जम्मू कश्मीर से इस किस्म की तमाम सियासी पार्टियों का हम सफाया कर देंगे।
नहीं, क्योंकि अभी पाकिस्तान ऑक्यूपाइड जम्मू एंड कश्मीर जनरल हसनैन
क्या किया
जी, उस पर हम इत्मीनान से कभी और, क्योंकि आज का डिबेट तो मेरा ये है कि वो जो बेचारे बच्चे हैं, मतलब आप सोचिए कल आप सब ईद मना रहे होंगे और वो माँ बाप जिनके बच्चों का लश्कर तैयबा ने किडनैप कर लिया, पाकिस्तान आर्मी जिन्हें टेरर ट्रेनिंग कर रही है, वो बेचारे बच्चे और वो माँ बाप तो ईद बिल्कुल नहीं मना पाएंगे। बट जनरल हसनैन, Pakistan did this in 1990s where those mosque loudspeakers were used to chant Raliv, Galiv ya Chaliv and remove Kashmiri Hindus from Kashmir. Now that Mill Jihad complex seems to be doing that in POJK. What do you make of Rajnath Singh, Defense Minister Rajnath Singh's statement that very soon people of POJK would want to come to India? What do you make of that statement?
I entirely endorse what the Raksha Mantri has said. He has said it before also. ये पहली दफे नहीं कहा है उन्होंने, जो अब जम्मू में कहा, पर बात बिल्कुल सही है। आई मीन इट्स फैक्चुअल। अगर आप पाकिस्तान की इकोनॉमी देखिए, अगर मेनलैंड पाकिस्तान में ये हाल है तो पीओजेके जो एडजंक्ट है वर्चुअली, उसमें क्या हाल होगा? आई मीन दे मस्ट बी इन वर्चुअली इन पॉवर्टी आजकल। तो इसलिए धीरे धीरे जैसे जैसे खबर अंदर ज्यादा जा रही है और देख रहे हैं कि भारत का क्या प्रोलिफरेशन हो रहा है, अगले 4-5 साल में हमारी $5 ट्रिलियन की इकोनॉमी हो जाएगी। 2035 तक उम्मीद है कि $10 ट्रिलियन हो जाएगी। पाकिस्तान कहां होगा? मैं तो कहता हूं पीओजेके नहीं, मगर आधा पाकिस्तान देख रहा होगा भारत की तरफ कि भाई हम किस तरह से बोरी बिस्तरा बांध के और भारत के अंदर पहुंच जाएं। ये बड़ा खतरा बोला जाएगा हमारे लिए उस वक्त। मगर ये बात बिल्कुल सही है और जो रक्षा मंत्री ने कहा है बिल्कुल वही है। इकोनॉमिक तरीके से, by economic means you will find automatically the sentiment for integration with the rest of Kashmir will automatically enter into the minds of people of POJK.
We will continue to track developments on the story very closely. To all my guests for joining me here on this India Today special broadcast, many thanks. Abduction, jihad, in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Will Pakistan wake up? A quick break. Abha Bakaya comes up next with Business Today. Stay with us.
Best colleges of the country. Which one will boost your aspirations? From courses to placements, know them all. India Today Best Colleges Survey 2023. Issue out this Friday, 23rd June. Subscribe now to indiatoday.in/subscribe.
The mega merger of HDFC and HDFC Bank will be effective from the 1st of July. According to Deepak Parekh, chairman of the Housing Finance Company, boards of both the companies will hold separate meetings on Friday after office hours to approve the effective date of the merger. He added that HDFC shares would be delisted from the exchanges on 13th of July. As per the share swap ratio, HDFC shareholders will get 42 shares of HDFC Bank for every 25 shares held.
And India is doing extremely well. It's the bright spot in the world. It's the brightest spot in the world. Our GDP growth rate is likely to be twice the global average. 7.2%, which will be twice the global average. So we are confident that our business, now that it goes to the bank, each and every branch of the bank will start selling mortgages, which were not doing prior to this, and so the reach to individuals across urban, semi-urban areas where the branches, HDFC Bank branches are, will start marketing and dispersing mortgage loans. So we expect the growth to increase as there is a huge demand.
That the bank has something like 70 million customers. And out of the 70 million customers, just about 2% of them have taken housing loans from HDFC. Just 2%. And about 5% have taken loans from other banks. So look at the ability in terms of being able to cross-sell housing loans to this massive customer base who have not taken housing loans. Also, the average age of a first-time home buyer in India is about 37-38 years. And if you look at the demographic trend, 65% of India's population is below 35 years.
Why does this happen? Let me tell you the science behind it.
For more informative videos like this, keep watching India Today Newsmo. Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Hello and welcome. You're with us here on Business Today. I'm Abha Bakaya. Here are the day's top stories. Indian stock markets rally 1% to hit record highs. Sensex breaches 64,000. Nifty crosses 19,000. 12 of the 13 major sectoral indices in the green. Rajiv Jain-owned GQG Partners raises its bets on the Adani Group, joins other investors in buying $1 billion worth of Adani stocks as part of its third round. Adani Enterprises jumps nearly 5% in trade. Huge Ghar Wapasi for SGS Nifty from next Monday to be rebranded as Gift Nifty. F&O contracts can be traded for 21 hours. You'll also be able to buy American blue chips in rupees. IPO market red hot with 2 issues currently open. Idea Forge retail portion subscribed nearly 65 times. Grey market expects listing gains of a massive 80%. Cyient IPO not too far behind with a 42% listing gain premium. Tomato prices to cool off in the next week. Consumer Affairs Secretary tells BTTV in an exclusive chat. Also talks of how AI is being used to handle consumer complaints. The Nifty and Sensex broke through all ceilings today to touch new record highs. The Sensex crossed 64,000 for the first time and closed up just shy of 500 points. The Nifty breached 19,000 for the first time and touched 19,011, but retreated later to close up 155 points at 18,972. With indices rising for the third straight session, investors are richer by 3 lakh crore rupees. I'm joined by veteran market analyst Devan Choksi to discuss the future path for D Street. Devan, we were anticipating and really waiting for these levels to kick in. Markets have not disappointed. Where to from here?
Well, I think about this is right. Market has been expecting the newer highs, and this time around the rise has been fueled by the participation of HDFC Bank to the rally. Up till now, this heavyweight stock has remained absent in participating into the market. And now that I think the stock has moved up due to the merger confirmation news of HDFC with HDFC Bank, it has possibly resulted also in influencing the other banking stocks to participate simultaneously because the weight balancing had to be done. So obviously, along with HDFC Bank, we are seeing the participation elsewhere also in the banking space. Not completely surprised with this particular rally, largely because of the fact that the underlying fundamentals of the market have remained practically very strong. If the month of April, May and partly June has remained largely favorable to the mid caps where people have made a lot of money, I would think that this money is now being shifted to the large cap stocks who have remained on sidelines in the last 2 months. So to a greater extent, I think it's a rotation which has started happening, wherein people are booking profits from mid caps, putting money into large caps. Second point, as I mentioned, the larger amount of focus has started happening into the banking, where I think the HDFC Bank is leading the pack for obvious reasons. And third most important aspect, the government is spending money, which is now materializing into the larger projects. And this being the last year ahead of central election, in my viewpoint, I think maximum efforts and thrust would be on spending money in the economy and keep economy vibrant and buoyant. So all in all put together, it has also started attracting a lot of investment interest from overseas market. Today, Goldman Sachs CEO interviews suggest that I think he's wanting to bring a lot of money into the country through his banking activities. So all in all put together, I think the market is taking the wind out of all the positive news and where we are seeing the rally happening in the market.
Absolutely. Devan, there's been a huge surge also in sort of interest when it comes to metal, power, oil and gas, that entire pocket of the market. Is that, because valuations are looking attractive, is it looking fundamentally attractive as well? What, according to you, is working for that particular segment of the market?
So the demand side scenario is unquestionably remaining very, very strong in the entire commodity space, metal space as well.
Yeah.
Fortunately, with the controlled prices on the energy side, I think the earlier cloud which were there pertaining to the margin and people were suspecting margin abilities, I think this particular situation is now under control. So along with the demand in the commodity metal, we are also going to see the margin maintained, and as a result of which profits also grow along with the revenue. So that's where probably I think the participation has started happening. And partly you are right that many of the public sector or oil marketing companies have been languishing as far as I think their valuations are concerned. So maybe at a newer high in the market, those companies are catching up on the valuation as well. So I would say there is nothing changing as far as the fundamental is concerned. Maybe I think people are wanting to buy something which is not participated, and at the same time value, they are available comparatively cheap than otherwise.
All right. Devan, thanks so much for joining us. Great to get a perspective on how things stand, and exciting day for markets. Positive momentum expected to continue there. Rajiv Jain owned GQG Partners has made a third round of investments in Adani Enterprises. GQG, along with the IHC Group and other investors, bought around $1 billion worth of Adani Enterprises stocks this morning. A block deal of 18 million shares was reported in Adani Enterprises, while 35 million shares of Adani Green also changed hands this morning. GQG Partners had invested around $2.3 billion in the group in two earlier investment rounds. While Adani Enterprises also rose today, Adani Green was also very much reacting to the news. You'll soon be able to buy blue chip American stocks in rupees. Gift City NSE IFSC has received approval to trade receipts of 50 US stocks. Initially, the exchange will start trading in 8 counters: Alphabet, Amazon, Tesla, Meta, Microsoft, Netflix, Apple and Walmart. Eventually, other big companies like Berkshire Hathaway, MasterCard, JP Morgan Chase, Morgan Stanley, Nike, PayPal, PepsiCo and Pfizer, as well as Intel, will be joining the Gift City platform for trading. For more on this, we're joined by my colleague Sakshi Batra. Sakshi, how will this work? Explain the procedure in brief.
Well, that's right, Abha. Well, investing in international stocks has actually become a very popular way for Indian investors to now diversify their investment portfolios. Earlier, we had just about 2 options to invest in the US equities, and that's through a US registered broker or through international mutual funds that invest in these foreign companies. But now we will have a third option of investing in the top US stocks, and that is via the NSE IFSC, or the International Financial Service Center Exchange. At present, one can really buy 8 US stocks on the NSE IFSC exchange, and these are Alphabet, that's Google, Amazon, Meta Platforms, that's Facebook, Netflix, Apple, Walmart, Tesla and Microsoft. And this number is expected to increase to about 50 US stocks very soon that will be introduced on the exchange in a phased manner. Now, to trade or to buy these stocks, one will have to create a new demat account. The existing demat account for trading domestic shares will not be enough, and one will really have to open this special demat account with an IFSC registered broker, that is. And then one will have to link the bank accounts with this demat account, then transfer the funds from the Indian bank account to this account of the IFSC registered broker, who will then convert your funds into dollars to make the investments into these US stocks. Now, investors won't get direct US stocks of the company, but instead they will be issued depository receipts, which are financial instruments that actually represent an equity stock listed on the foreign exchange. That's how it will be processed.
Sakshi, the SGX Nifty is also being moved to Gift City from Monday. Do you have details on the changes?
Absolutely, Abha. The popular SGX Nifty will now cease operations at the Singapore exchange after this Friday, and come July the 3rd, Indian investors will now track early market indicators from the NSE International Exchange at the Gift City of Gujarat, and SGX Nifty will now be rebranded as Gift Nifty, and all the SGX orders will now be completely transferred to the Gift City as well as the NSE IFSC exchange. As for the timings, remember at present the trading hours of the SGX Nifty are up to about 16 hours. Now, on the Gift Nifty, the trading hours will be about 21 hours, which will be spread between 2 different sessions. The first session of 9 hours starting at 6:30 a.m. ending at 3:30 p.m. After a break, the second 12-hour-long session will begin at 3:45 p.m. IST and then will continue until 2 hours and 45 minutes IST the next day. And this will overlap with the trading hours of all the key global markets, say in Asia, in Europe and in the US as well. Now, while nothing changes for the international players here, earlier they were routing the orders through the Singapore exchange. Matching used to happen in the Singapore exchange. Now all of the matching is likely to shift to GIFT Nifty. But effectively, we are actually looking at the broadening of liquidity, increasing volumes of transactions back home with us. While the Nifty futures in India have an open interest of close to about $2 billion, Singapore exchange has an open interest of close to $10 billion. And that is something that we are basically bringing on shore with us. And that is likely to improve the volatility and the liquidity back home.
Thanks, Sakshi. The IPO market is red hot with 2 currently open and 1 set to open on Friday. The IPO of Idea Forge Technology has been subscribed more than 50 times at the end of day 3. The 567 crore rupee IPO is closing Friday. Its retail portion has been subscribed a whopping 64 times. According to reports, there's an 80% grey market premium on the share. The other IPO, which is currently open, is of Cyient DLM. The issue has been subscribed 7.6 times. The 592 crore rupee IPO also closes Friday. Its retail portion has been subscribed 24 times. And the grey market premium on this one is at around 42%. We take a quick break. When we return, billionaire Elon Musk preparing for a potential cage match with arch social media rival Mark Zuckerberg.
People often donate heart and eyes, but now you can also donate your skin. North India's first skin bank is ready in Delhi's Safdarjung Hospital. Eligible deceased donors can donate skin and give someone a new lease of life. Burn victims can immensely benefit from these skin banks for their graft surgeries.
स्किन बैंकिंग में ये खास बात है कि इसमें कोई मैचिंग की जरूरत नहीं है। कोई भी पेशेंट स्किन डोनेट कर सकता है। उस मरीज की, उस डिजीज़ की दी हुई स्किन किसी भी दूसरे मरीज में इस्तेमाल हो सकती है। ना कोई ब्लड ग्रुपिंग मैचिंग चाहिए, ना कोई और HLA मैचिंग चाहिए। और जिसमें ये स्किन हमने लगाई है उसको जीवन में कोई स्टेरॉयड और इम्यूनोसप्रेसेंट्स खाने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है।
Safdarjung Hospital authorities are also doing everything they can to make people aware about skin donation. With the help of specialized equipment and proven techniques, donated skin is processed and stored in bank before transplantation.
इतने सारे वार्ड्स हैं जो भी नए डॉक्टर्स ज्वाइन करते हैं, जूनियर रेजिडेंट्स हैं, वो ज्वाइन करते हैं तो उनको सेमिनार्स लेके, उनको इन्फॉर्म करके उनको बताया जाएगा। डेथ फॉर्म है, जब हम लोग उसको साइन करते हैं तो उसमें भी हम सोच सकते हैं कि हम उसमें भी ऐड करा दें कि हम आई डोनेशन के लिए विलिंग हैं और स्किन डोनेशन के लिए विलिंग हैं।
As of now, there are 16 skin banks across the country, and here's hoping that this latest center in Delhi opens the doors for many more such skin banks in India. With Neetu Jha, Bureau Report, India Today.
Welcome back. As tomato prices spiral across the country, the government is keeping a watchful eye. Speaking exclusively with Business Today TV's Chetan Bhutani, Rohit Kumar Singh, Secretary, Department of Consumer Affairs, said that the prices of the vegetable will cool off in the next 7 to 8 days. He also talked about how AI is being used by the ministry to tackle consumer complaints.
Tomato is a highly perishable commodity, and it has issues pertaining to storage, transportation, and especially if there is a sudden weather disturbance in terms of sudden rain or sudden spell of heat, the crop gets affected. So that is what happened. There's also an issue of seasonality every year at this time of the year, prices are generally higher than the remaining part of the year. So we are watchful of what is happening around the country. Delhi prices will cool down because supplies from two districts in in Himachal Pradesh, Sirmaur and Solan, will start coming and prices will cool down. Similar things will happen in other smaller geographies. So this is just a temporary phenomenon, and hopefully in 7-8 days you will see a declining trend.
Could you give us an update on the status of pulses and edible oil? Are the prices being stable? In fact, in a recent announcement on tur dal was also done. Could you give us a highlight on that, sir?
So primarily there are 5 pulses which are eaten in the country. Chana prices are low. They are in the range of 70 rupees, and we also going to convert some chana that is available in the buffer to dal, so the prices will further come down. Masoor prices are also low because India saw good production, and also crops in Canada and Australia from where we import have been very good. So masoor, which is lentil, prices are also down. Moong, there was a temporary rise, but now it has, because the crops have been good. MP has been the big producer of moong, so moong prices are also stable. The only problem was in tur and urad, but you'll be happy to know that 2-3 days back, the Burmese prices have also crashed because of the good rains here. Some people in Burma were speculating that if India doesn't have a good crop, they can hold on to it and speculate. But when they saw the pattern here, so it crashed by about $100 a ton day before yesterday. And government has also decided to release stocks from its buffer. So both these factors combined, we'll see a downward trend in tur prices.
Could you give us a sense on how AI is being used by the ministry to ensure consumer complaints are addressed faster and, of course, in a more credible manner?
So AI is being used at 2 places. One is the interface where the consumer is filing the complaint. So we are developing a bot where the process of filing a complaint becomes easier, faster, and intelligent by giving appropriate prompt to the guy who's filing the complaint. That is number 1. Number 2 is when you have a set of complaints and cases which are there in our database, we run analytics through it and try and pick up which sectors are there where consumers are filing more cases. And then we have a debate with the stakeholders of that sector as to how to reduce those pain points so that the case can be, this is more in the nature of preventive. For example, at the moment, India has about 5.5 lakh cases, consumer cases in all our about 700 courts across the country. So we ran an analytics and we found that 1/3 of these cases pertain to insurance.
Okay.
So we called all the stakeholders from insurance sector, including the Department of Financial Services representatives, and we sat for a day and identified as to why people, so many consumers are coming to consumer courts for insurance-related complaints, and then identified a few things. By addressing those, this number of complaints could itself be reduced.
And so when are we seeing an official launch for this particular bot from artificial intelligence from the ministry? Is it still at a trial phase or pilot phase, or do you have a timeline in mind, sir?
So it's at and we don't want to launch it in a premature stage because AI is a double-edged thing. I mean, you don't want it to go wrong. So as is true for all large language models and similar generative AI, we need to train it on a lot of data before you launch it formally. So it might take a couple of more months.
The influencers with respect to the health sector and the financial sector are all having a good time right now, especially on social media, giving advices as far as the financial benefits are concerned, financial gains are concerned through stock markets. SEBI has also multiple times issued various advisories. So are you what steps are you undertaking to ensure these 2 particular subjects are taken care of?
So you're right. Influencers is the new economy, especially with young people. So first of all, let me make it clear, we don't want to become an impediment in that sector of the economy. A lot of young people are making money there, and the size of this sector is about 2,500 crore already. So we don't want to get in the path of that. But however, since it affects the consumer, we want to caution them that they need to disclose. So if you're endorsing a product and you have 10 lakh followers, and you have taken money or a material benefit to endorse the product, then you need to disclose. See, on television and newspapers and other media, it is clear that this thing is an advertisement. But when somebody is doing a social media post, it is not clear whether it's their honest opinion or whether it's a paid endorsement. So our guidelines pertain to disclosure only, that you disclose what is your connect. If it's an honest opinion of consumer, say that. But if you have taken money, please do disclose that, so that the consumers who are watching that reel should take it appropriately in that context.
Byju's in the news again, and for all the wrong reasons. Business Today TV has it from sources that amid growing troubles and setbacks, the EdTech company has deferred the employment offer letters for incoming employees. The company confirmed this development. Our correspondent Akanksha Chaturvedi is the one who broke the story. She's joining us for more on this. Akanksha, tell us what's happening at Byju's right now.
Well, that is right. Byju's has deferred the employment offer letters of incoming employees by up to 6 months. This is what we've learned from our sources. A Byju's spokesperson confirmed this and said that this change was made due to a part of the company's phased hiring strategy. The EdTech company has been facing a lot of heat lately due to multiple reasons. Several employees claimed that the EdTech company had not been paying Provident Fund dues to EPFO, which it had been collecting from the employees. The EPFO started an investigation into the company earlier this week. Moreover, Byju's auditor Deloitte resigned last week, citing a significant impact on its ability to audit the company due to the EdTech company's failure to provide financial data despite repeated requests of the auditor. Furthermore, G.V. Ravishankar of Peak 15, erstwhile Sequoia India, Vivian Wu of Chan Zuckerberg Initiative and Russell Dresenstock of ProSUS exited the company's board last week, marking resignations of half of the company's board of directors, which is 3 out of 6. After these high-profile exits, only Baiju Ravindran, Riju Ravindran and Divya Gokulnath are left on the company board. What's going to happen? We don't have any clarity on it yet. Back to you, Abha.
Thanks for that, Akanksha. First images have emerged of Elon Musk preparing for a potential cage match with arch social media rival Mark Zuckerberg. The tech billionaires have reportedly agreed to a much publicized fight. While the Meta founder is already a proponent of jiu-jitsu, Musk is said to have roped in UFC legend Jorge St. Pierre to train him for the encounter.
Mark Zuckerberg honing his mixed martial arts skills, sharpening his jiu-jitsu moves, getting ready to take on Elon Musk. It's not just the rumored Threads, a microblogging platform Meta is developing as a rival to Twitter. The two tech billionaires are, if reports are to be believed, getting ready for a caged fight. It all started last week with Elon Musk responding to a tweet about Meta working on a Project 92 to challenge Twitter. Elon's response? He was up to a caged match if Zuckerberg was. The dare was immediately accepted by Zuckerberg, who took to his own platform, Instagram, to respond, putting the ball back in Musk's court. The next few days were filled by taunts from the Tesla CEO, even asking the Meta founder to go full MMA, leaving netizens salivating over a tech billionaire showdown. Musk also hinted the caged match could be at celebrated Las Vegas fighting venue, the Octagon. He then tweeted, "I have this great move that I call the walrus, where I just lie on top of my opponent and do nothing." Head to head, the two opponents could not be more different. Musk towers over Zuckerberg's 5 feet 8 inch frame by more than 5 inches. Musk is also much heavier than Zuckerberg. But the Twitter owner is also 13 years older than the Facebook prodigy. Musk is twice as rich as Zuckerberg, but is a novice in MMA, while Zuckerberg is a trained jiu-jitsu fighter. Musk, it seems, is not taking the challenge lying down. He already started training with Lex Friedman, who posted images of the sessions on Twitter and commented that he was extremely impressed with Musk's strength, power and skill on the feet and on the ground. Musk also seemed to be in talks with the legendary UFC coach Georges St. Pierre for some training sessions ahead of the purported caged fight. Though the jury is still out on whether the challenge is real or just limited to online sparring, the highly competitive nature of the two entrepreneur geniuses will ensure the entertainment lasts for some time. Bureau Report, Business Today Television.
That's how we leave it on the show tonight. Thanks for watching.
Weather forecast now. Delhi, maximum 38 and minimum 28 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 29 and minimum 25 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 33 and minimum 25 degrees. Bangalore, maximum 28 and minimum 21 degrees. Chennai, maximum 36 and minimum 29 degrees. Hyderabad, maximum 31 and minimum 24 degrees.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Evening viewers, let's take a look at the weather report across the major cities this evening. Thiruvananthapuram is at 26 degrees Celsius with an AQI of 7. Mumbai is at 27 degrees Celsius with an AQI of 49. Panji is at 24 degrees Celsius with an AQI of 11. Ahmedabad is at 28 degrees Celsius with an AQI of 21. Bhopal is at 25 degrees Celsius with an AQI of 18. Jaipur is at 27 degrees Celsius with an AQI of 36. Delhi is at 28 degrees Celsius with an AQI of 60. Srinagar is at 18 degrees Celsius with AQI being 27. Lucknow is at 29 degrees Celsius with an AQI of 26. Patna is at 28 degrees Celsius with an AQI of 24. Kolkata is at 27 degrees with an AQI of 27. Hyderabad is at 26 degrees Celsius with an AQI of 19. Bangalore is at 21 degrees Celsius with an AQI of 14. Chennai is at 30 degrees Celsius with an AQI of 17. This is all we have for you in this segment. Hope wherever you are, you find favorable weather around you. Keep watching India Today for all the weather updates with me, AI Sana, all through the day.
You are watching India Today.
Hello, you're watching India Today and I am Aishwarya Paliwal. Let's start the show with the headlines. Politics over India-US drone deal. The Congress likens the Predator drone deal to that of the Rafale. Says India has overpaid US for the drones. Congress government in the state of Karnataka files an FIR against BJP's IT cell chief Amit Malviya. Malviya has been booked over a torn video accusing Rahul Gandhi of anti-India actions abroad. Monsoon mayhem in Mumbai once again. Roads and some subways have been submerged in water. Several low-lying areas have been waterlogged. The Met Department predicts heavy rainfall over the next 4 to 5 days. Massive protest at a temple as priest alleged takeover bid by Stalin government. Cops enter the sanctum of the temple. Priests say the police manhandled them. Politics over the ODI World Cup. The Congress, the Aam Aadmi Party fume. No matches in Kerala and Mohali. BCCI Vice President Rajiv Shukla says ICC decides the venue for the World Cup. News that's just coming in. Just 6 months before Chhattisgarh is all set to go for polls, T.S. Singh Dio has been appointed the Deputy Chief Minister. The newly appointed Chhattisgarh Deputy Chief Minister says, first of all, I would like to express my deepest gratitude for this responsibility given to me by Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge. We have to go ahead by taking everyone together and try to complete the work in the limited time we have until the state goes for elections. The state of Chhattisgarh now has a new Deputy Chief Minister. Just 6 months before elections, T.S. Singh Dio has been appointed the Deputy Chief Minister of the state. Then listen in to what T.S. Dio had to say after his appointment.
बहुत आभार व्यक्त करना चाहूँगा, गहरा आभार व्यक्त करना चाहूँगा। कांग्रेस प्रेसिडेंट आदरणीय मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे जी ने एक जवाबदारी दी है, सबको साथ लेके चलना है और कोशिश करना है कि सीमित समय में भी जो कुछ कर सकें मिलजुल के हम लोग सबको कांग्रेस के भले के लिए, पार्टी के भले के लिए, छत्तीसगढ़ के भले के लिए, छत्तीसगढ़ के नागरिकों के लिए प्रयास करना है।
Now, the Predator drone deal was one of the biggest highlight of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to the United States. The deal to buy 31 drones will be boosting India's surveillance capabilities. The Congress, however, on Wednesday has claimed that the drones are being brought at an inflated price. The Narendra Modi government has rejected this charge. Watch this story.
India is set to buy 31 of these war machines, popularly known as the Predator drones, that will add muscle to the country's air and naval capabilities. The proposed deal found mention in the joint statement issued by India and the US after Prime Minister Modi's talks with President Joe Biden last week. While the statement itself was silent on the pricing, the Defense Acquisition Council's go-ahead to the proposal to purchase the drones mentions the figure of $3 billion. The opposition is now gunning for the Modi government, claiming the drones are overpriced.
जिस ड्रोन को बाकी मुल्क 4 गुना कम कीमत में खरीदते हैं, उसी ड्रोन को हम $110 मिलियन यानी कि 880 करोड़ प्रति ड्रोन, 880 करोड़ पर ड्रोन हम खर्च कर रहे हैं।
The Congress claimed the questions over the proposed drone deal had forced the Defense Ministry to issue a clarification. The statement by the Defense Ministry on Sunday had rejected charges of overpricing, saying a deal is yet to be finalized. It claimed the Defense Acquisition Council on June 15 accorded the acceptance of necessity or AON of acquisition of 31 MQ-9B drone from the US. The ministry said the estimated cost of $3,072 million was provided by the US government. However, the price will be negotiated once policy approval of the US government is received. The Defense Ministry said it will compare the cost with the best price offered by the drone manufacturer General Atomics to other countries.
भारत अमेरिका दोस्ती को बढ़ाने के लिए MQ-9B ड्रोन खरीदने का भी एक समझौता हुआ है, जो भारत में ही असेंबल होंगे। इनका मेंटेनेंस, रिपेयर, ओवरहॉल भी कहीं पर होगा तो हमारे और आपके देश भारत में ही होगा। कुछ लोगों ने लेकर इसको कुछ विवाद भी खड़ा करने की कोशिश की है, लेकिन मैं साफ कर देना चाहता हूं, उन्हें कहीं कुछ मिलेगा नहीं।
While the opposition has also questioned the capability of the MQ-9B drones, the forces are backing the acquisition.
ये बहुत बड़ा कैपेबिलिटी है। इससे क्या है, हमारा एरिया ऑफ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी को अच्छी तरह सर्वेलेंस और रिकग्निशंस कर सकते हैं। इट्स अ होल इकोसिस्टम दैट विल गेट डेवलप्ड, तो बहुत फायदा ही होगा।
The drone deal, like the purchase of Rafale fighter jets from the French arms maker Dassault, is likely to be a government-to-government deal. The Congress had earlier alleged a scam in the acquisition of Rafale jets, but its crusade did not pay any electoral dividends in the 2019 Lok Sabha elections. The deal had got a stamp of approval from the Supreme Court as well. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, the Karnataka police have booked BJP's IT cell chief Amit Malviya over a tweet put out by him on Congress leader Rahul Gandhi. The video tweeted by Malviya mocks Rahul's overseas trips and claims Rahul Gandhi is dangerous and is playing an insidious game. Look at this special story.
Big defamation dangle between BJP and Congress. The Siddaramaiah government in Karnataka has booked the BJP IT cell chief Amit Malviya for his video attack on Congress leader Rahul Gandhi's foreign trip. The Karnataka police filed an FIR against Malviya after complaints from top state Congress leaders against a video tweeted by Amit Malviya. The video Malviya posted on June 17 with the caption, "Rahul Gandhi is dangerous and playing an insidious game," was a parody of Rahul and claimed that Rahul goes abroad to meet anti-India elements to defame India and stop Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The video also claimed that Rahul was being used by elements who want to break India. Malviya has been booked for criminal conspiracy, promoting communal hatred and intention to commit a crime. Karnataka Minister Priyank Kharge and Congress leader Ramesh Babu had filed complaints against the BJP IT cell chief. Slamming the animated video tweeted by Amit Malviya, Congress called the police action as a crackdown on fake news.
BJP bears the brunt of the law. They cry foul. They have a problem with following the law of the land. They have a problem with the constitution. And if we enforce the law or the constitution, they seem to have a problem with it.
The BJP appeared unfazed despite the FIR against Malviya and vowed to expose Rahul Gandhi. It also promised a legal fight back against what it called a politically motivated case.
अमित मालवीय अपना IT सेल का हेड है, उनका खिलाफ FIR दाखिल किया है, प्रेजुडिस के वजह से FIR किया है, यहाँ कांग्रेस सरकार है।
The BJP has been vocal in its attack on Rahul Gandhi's foreign trips. It has slammed Rahul over his meets with activists from Hindus for Human Rights, former Labour chief and India baiter Jeremy Corbyn in the past. It has also slammed Rahul for allegedly seeking help from Western powers to oust Modi government. Bureau Report, India Today.
Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao, who's on a mission to expand his party in the state of Maharashtra, just wrapped up his 5th visit to the state in the past 4 months. Now, the Uddhav Shiv Sena and the NCP have hit out at KCR over his plans to expand in the state of Maharashtra. Watch this story.
A convoy of 600 cars, 2,000 party leaders, including state ministers, MLAs and MPs. A sea of supporters showering petals and waving flags of the Bharat Rashtra Samiti. This was Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao's entry into Maharashtra on Monday. KCR, who is on a Maha mission to expand his party's reach, visited Solapur on his 5th visit to the state since February. He inducted NCP leader Bhagirath Bhalke into the BRS on Tuesday. Sources claim KCR is looking for a prominent face to lead its Maharashtra unit. The Telangana leader, who makes no bones about his national ambitions, rejected charges of helping either the BJP or the Congress.
मेरा एक बात है, मुझे समझ में नहीं आता, अभी हम शुरू हुए महाराष्ट्र में, इतना आक्रोश क्यों है इतने सारे पार्टियों में, इतनी घबराहट क्यों है, हड़बड़ी क्यों है? इतने छोटी पार्टी के लिए 4 महीने ही हो गए हम यहाँ शुरू होके, कोई पार्टी हमें नहीं छोड़ रहा है। भाजपा एक वक्तव्य है, कांग्रेस का एक वक्तव्य है, कांग्रेस ने हमको बीजेपी का बी टीम करार दिया।
The opposition parties in Maharashtra are questioning KCR's motives.
तेलंगाना में इस प्रकार से राजनीति हो रही है और उसका बदला आप महाराष्ट्र में लेने जा रहे हो, तो मैं कहूँगा आप बीजेपी के लिए काम करें। आप बीजेपी की बी टीम, अगर केसीआर जी है ऐसे ही नौटंकी करते रहे तो तेलंगाना में हार जाएंगे।
The BRS, which recently skipped the opposition unity meet in Patna, appears to be forging its own front for 2024. KCR's move will hurt the plan by some opposition parties to ensure one-on-one fights with the BJP in the Lok Sabha elections. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, news coming in from the state of Tamil Nadu. A new controversy has erupted after devotees were stopped from entering the famous Chidambaram Nataraj temple in Kudalur. The Stalin government is now wrestling to gain power of the temple. The BJP, on the other side, is condemning the entry of policemen into the temple premises. Watch this story.
This is how cops and officials from the Tamil Nadu government stormed into the sacred Chidambaram Natarajan temple in Kudalur. What you see on your screens is the moment officials entered the Kannagasabha, or the holy platform of the temple, which was closed off for devotees by the priests of the temple for 4 days. Officials entered the platform, offered prayers, and then ensured other devotees could enter amid protest by angry Dikshitars, the priests who managed the temple. The priests of the Chidambaram temple accused the officials of manhandling young boys and entering the platform. And when asked why they had blocked devotees, they cited security reasons, saying with the expensive jewellery kept in the area, they did not want to take a chance. Devotees now are entering the temple's holy golden platform as Dikshitars then allowed entry.
The Bodh Dikshitars claim that they are already armed with the court order that says that the governing authority of this particular temple comes under them. But the HRNC went ahead and said that such decisions cannot be taken only by the Bodh Dikshitars, and they have to discuss about it with the HRNC board, and that turned out to be a huge issue.
The DMK has defended their action, assuring that the temple will very soon be brought under government control. A step they have been trying hard to accomplish but have faced legal hurdles.
சட்டப்படி பக்தர்கள் சுதந்திரமாக இறை வழிபாட்டிற்கு அனைத்து உதவிகளையும் இந்து சமய அறநிலைத்துறையும் அரசும் செய்யும். இதில் யார் பெரியவர்கள் என்பது பிரச்சனை அல்ல. இறை என்பர்களுக்கு தேவையான தெய்வத்தை வழிபடுவதற்குண்டான அனைத்து ஏற்பாடுகளையும் செய்து தருவதுதான் எங்களுடைய நோக்கம்.
The fight quickly turned political as the BJP lashed out at the Stalin government, accusing the government of hurting Hindu sentiments.
There are issues. Even the court already had ordered that the temple should be taken, can be taken by the HRNC. But let Modi consider this and bring in a uniform civil code within Hinduism.
There is a very, very clear Supreme Court order that this temple should be under the Dikshitars' control. And whatever the government of Tamil Nadu doing is unconstitutional. That is what we have been saying.
The DMK versus Dikshitars fight for control of the historic Chidambaram temple is turning uglier by the day. While the DMK has accused priests of mismanagement and being casteist, the Dikshitars have repeatedly fought off what they call attempts of a temple takeover by the government. With Pramod Madhav in Cuddalore, Bureau Report, India Today.
The excitement over the announcement of the ODI World Cup fixtures on Tuesday were actually marred by a political showdown over the venues. From Congress to the Aam Aadmi Party, opposition parties are now accusing the cricket board of being biased towards the state of Gujarat.
Absolutely magnificent. Dhoni finishes.
It's been 12 years since India won the ODI World Cup.
Lift the World Cup. After 28 years, the parties start in the dressing room.
And with India set to hold the tournament this year, hopes of 1.3 billion people are rising again. The World Cup 2023 starts with an England versus New Zealand opener in a clash between the previous edition finalists at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad will host 5 matches, including the India versus Pakistan mega face-off and the final. But the excitement around World Cup has been marred by politics. Opposition parties are now crying bias over match venues. Congress MP Shashi Tharoor expressed his displeasure over the exclusion of the Thiruvananthapuram.
10-11 cities have been given matches, and some have got 5 matches, some have got 4 matches. They could have easily spread the joy a little better. Places like Thiruvananthapuram, which has such a wonderful new stadium, Mohali, Ranchi, there are places that are substantial towns with good cricket following and with excellent stadiums that could have been given an opportunity also to host a World Cup match.
Mohali, which hosted the iconic India-Pakistan semi-final in 2011, is not hosting a single World Cup match.
वर्ल्ड कप भारत ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਏ ਤਾਂ 96 ਦੇ ਵਰਲਡ ਕੱਪ ਦਾ ਸੈਮੀਫਾਈਨਲ ਮੋਹਾਲੀ 'ਚ ਹੋਇਆ 2011 ਦੇ ਵਰਲਡ ਕੱਪ ਦਾ ਸੈਮੀਫਾਈਨਲ ਮੋਹਾਲੀ 'ਚ ਹੋਇਆ ਤੇ ਐਤ ਕੀ ਸੈਮੀਫਾਈਨਲ ਦਾ ਕੀ ਇੱਕੋ ਹੀ ਮੈਚ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੋਹਾਲੀ ਨੂੰ ਹੋਸਟ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੌਕਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਨਰਿੰਦਰ ਮੋਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਟੇਡੀਅਮ ਅਹਿਮਦਾਬਾਦ ਉਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਮੈਚ ਵੀ ਕਰਵਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਓਪਨਿੰਗ ਵੀ ਉੱਥੋਂ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵੱਡਾ ਮੈਚ ਆ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਫਾਈਨਲ ਵੀ ਉਸੇ ਸਟੇਡੀਅਮ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਰਵਾਇਆ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ
The Congress has accused the BJP of conspiring against the border state.
पंजाब को पहली बार इग्नोर नहीं किया गया ये मैं सीधा सीधा कह सकता हूं कि ये भी इसमें भी बीजेपी की साजिश है और इस प्रकार से मोहाली का स्टेडियम का नाम हटाना मैं समझता हूं कि 100% इसमें राजनीति हुई है
The BCCI has denied the charges.
ICC has to approve all those venues. It's not purely in BCCI's hands. ICC has to approve those venues. So all those who are raising objection, they should realize that we need a consent of ICC also while picking up these venues.
Apart from the row over venues, there is another controversy brewing. A Pakistan Cricket Board official has said the country's government will decide on the team's participation in the match against India at Ahmedabad. Bureau Report, India Today.
It unfortunately is raining misery in Mumbai once again. Heavy rains brought the maximum city to a halt. Waterlogging led to huge traffic jams in several areas. The Met Department at the moment has issued a yellow alert in Mumbai for the next 4 to 5 days. Watch this story to understand how the entire city of Mumbai is now submerged in water.
Andheri subway submerged. Colonies waterlogged. Roads submerged. India's financial capital, Mumbai, is on high alert as monsoon sweeps across the country. Waterlogging led to traffic jams in several areas on Wednesday. Water entered the police station in Manpada, where police personnel were seen walking in water. The Met Department has predicted very heavy rain for Mumbai and central Maharashtra over the next 48 hours.
आने वाले 4-5 दिनों में महाराष्ट्र के कोंकण तट और अंदरी इलाकों मतलब जो घाट परिसर है मध्य महाराष्ट्र का वहां हमने भारी से अति भारी वर्षा बहुत बार हेवी रेन का चेतावनी दिया है.
The rains have kept the BMC on its toes.
कि हमें अंदेशा है कि अगले 4 से 5 दिन हैवी रेनफॉल होने वाली है. तो आज हमने सुबह मैंने जो हमारे जितने फील्ड ऑफिसर हैं, वार्ड ऑफिसर्स, जोनल डिप्टी कमिश्नर्स, हमारे जो स्टॉर्म वाटर ड्रेन के सैकड़ों इंजीनियर्स और ये 480 जो मेंटर्स हैं, इंजीनियर्स हैं डी वाटरिंग पंप्स के, उनको मैंने एक व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में आदेश दिया है कि कोई भी ऑफिस नहीं बैठेगा, सब मुझे लोग फील्ड में चाहिए.
The rains have claimed one life in Mumbai. A 38-year-old man died in Malad after a tree fell on him. Every year, the authorities have failed the average Mumbaikar, making the monsoons a nightmare and at times even a death trap for the citizens. Bureau Report, India Today.
It is time now for us to take a very quick break. More news coming up on the other side.
You are watching India Today.
The India Today group